We are once again welcoming our honorable ministers, excellencies, heads of delegation from BRICS member and partner countries, both present here in this hall in person as well as joining us virtually. Shri Bharat Khera, Secretary, Ministry of MSME, senior officials from BRICS countries, from Government of India, Government of UP. We're also joined by reputed industry leaders, MSMEs of India, members of Diplomatic Corps. Once again, a very warm welcome. May we request you all to please find a seat, make yourself comfortable and help us begin. Kindly be seated. We are graced by the distinguished presence of Honorable Minister for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India, Shri Jatan Ram Manji ji, Honorable Minister for MSME, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Shri Bhupendra Chaudhary ji. Once again, welcoming our distinguished dignitaries. Namaskar and a very warm welcome to the first BRICS MSME Forum being hosted in the historic city of Agra. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you on behalf of the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India. As India assumes the BRICS chairship in 2026 under the theme Building for Resilience, Innovation, Cooperation and Sustainability, this forum marks a significant step towards strengthening MSME collaboration across BRICS nations. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know that MSMEs are the engines of innovation, entrepreneurship, employment, and inclusive economic growth. Their contribution to building resilient, competitive, and sustainable economies has never been more important. Building on the deliberations of the BRICS SME Working Group, this inaugural forum creates a dedicated platform for governments, industry leaders, enterprises to exchange ideas, share best practices, and deepen cooperation. We look forward to meaningful deliberations, stronger partnerships, and actionable outcomes that will shape the future of MSME cooperation within BRICS. Once again, a very warm and hearty welcome to each one of you. As we begin the proceedings of the first BRICS MSME Forum, it is fitting that we first hear the broader vision guiding the BRICS partnership on the new industrial revolution track under which the SME Working Group functions. To share the priorities and vision of the partner track under India's BRICS chairship, it is my privilege to invite on stage Ms. Yogita Swaroop, Principal Economic Advisor, DPIIT, Government of India. Can we all please welcome her on the stage?
Namaskar, Excellencies, Head of Delegations from BRIC members and partner countries, distinguished representatives from government, industry, academia, institutional organizations, entrepreneurs. It gives me great pleasure to warmly welcome all of you to the inaugural BRIC MSMEs Forum being held under India's BRIC Chairship 2026 under the overarching theme of building for resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability. The gathering of this forum comes at a time when BRICS is playing an increasingly important role in the global economy. From its origin as a platform for dialogue among emerging economies, BRIC has evolved into a forum for advancing cooperation across trade, investment, industry, and innovation. According to the World Bank estimates, BRIC economies today account for approximately 40% of the world GDP, 48.5% of the world population, underscoring their growing influence in shaping a more balanced, resilient, and inclusive global economic order. Against this backdrop, micro, small, and medium enterprise occupy a central place in our collective development journey. Across BRIC economies, MSMEs are not only supplementary economic actors, they are foundational drivers of growth, employment, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Recognizing this importance, BRICS has steadily strengthened cooperation on MSME development through the framework of the Partnership on the New Industrial Revolution, PARTNER. PARTNER emerged as a key platform for cooperation in digitalization, industrialization, innovation, inclusiveness, and investment. The establishment of the SME Working Group under this framework reflects a shared recognition that MSMEs must be active participants in the new industrial revolution. As technological transformation reshapes industries and value chains, empowering the MSMEs with finance, technology, skills, and market access will be critical for ensuring inclusive and sustainable growth. In this regard, I would like to appreciate Brazil for its leadership during the 2025 BRICS chairship, under which the terms of reference of the BRICS SME Working Group and the action plan for 2025-30 were advanced, alongside the important decision to establish a permanent BRICS MSME Forum. Today's inaugural forum is a direct outcome of the collective vision. MSMEs contribute substantially to the respective countries' GDP and also support employment and livelihood in their respective countries. For instance, the scale of entrepreneurship is equally remarkable, with India and Indonesia each hosting more than 64 million MSMEs. China, home to approximately 52 million enterprise, and Brazil reporting over 25 million enterprise. Together, these figures underscore the vital importance of MSMEs in generating employment, fostering entrepreneurship, and driving inclusive economic growth. I would also like to acknowledge the contributions of all BRIC members in strengthening this agenda over successive chairships. The efforts undertaken by China in advancing the partnership on the new industrial revolution, Russia's role in supporting the establishment of the SME Working Group, South Africa's continued emphasis on inclusive enterprise development, and the active participation of all the members and partner countries have collectively laid the foundation for a deeper and more meaningful cooperation in the MSME sector. India's chairship has sought to place MSMEs at the center of discussions on economic resilience and industrial transformation. The focus on access to finance, technology, and sustainability-oriented growth reflects challenges that are across our economies and where collective learning can deliver tangible benefits. These themes are essentially building blocks for creating competitive enterprise capable of succeeding in an increasingly complex global marketplace. One of the greatest strengths of this forum is its diversity of voices, which are represented here today. The presence of policymakers, entrepreneurs, financial institutions, technology providers, researchers, and industry leaders create an opportunity to bridge policy discussions with practical experience. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to all the participating countries and delegations for their active engagement in the 3 SME Working Group meetings held under India's chairship. Your valuable insights, experiences, and policy innovations have enriched our discussions and strengthened the foundations of cooperation with BRICS MSME ecosystem. I would also like to acknowledge the Ministry of MSME, Government of India, for its leadership in organizing this forum and advancing the work of the MSME Working Group, as well as our knowledge partners and stakeholders whose contribution have made this initiative possible. The deliberations and insights emerging from this forum, together with the outcomes of the SME working group meetings, will be consolidated into a comprehensive report capturing policy recommendations, institutional experiences, best practices, and country case studies from across the BRIC countries. We hope that this publication will serve as a valuable resource for policymakers, institutions, and enterprise, and contribute to the continued strengthening of the MSME cooperation with BRICS. It's a privilege to host this forum in Agra, a city that symbolizes India's rich civilizational heritage and its long history of trade, craftsmanship, and cultural exchange. From the timeless grandeur of the Taj to the historic centers of commerce and artisanship that shaped this region, Agra reminds of the value of creativity, enterprise, and global connection. I hope your visit offers an opportunity to experience both India's heritage and its hospitality. As we commence today's proceedings, let us use this opportunity to exchange ideas and experience and forge lasting partnerships that promote innovation, competitiveness, and growth. With these words, I once again extend a warm welcome to all the delegates and wish the BRICS MSME every success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your valuable insights and outlining the vision that will guide the future BRICS cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, the BRICS SMA working group meetings have witnessed valuable deliberations on key priorities, including finance, technology, sustainability, and strengthening MSME ecosystems. Now, to share the key outcomes of these discussions and set the context for today's forum, it is my privilege to invite on stage Dr. Rajneesh, Additional Secretary and Development Commissioner, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, to deliver the welcome address and context setting. Can you please welcome him on the stage?
On behalf of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India, I take this opportunity to welcome Shri Jitan Ram Manjhi, Honorable Minister for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India, Shri Bhupender Chaudhary, Honorable Minister for MSME, Government of Uttar Pradesh, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, and Heads of Delegations from BRICS member and partner countries, joining us in person as well as virtually, Shri Bharat Kheda, Secretary, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, senior officials from BRICS countries and from Government of India and Government of Uttar Pradesh. As we all know, India acquired the BRICS chair in 2026. And the theme of the SME Forum has been defined as an acronym of BRICS only: B, building for, R, resilience, I, innovation, C, cooperation, and S, sustainability. This theme was outlined by the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, in the BRICS previous presidency meetings. And the key pillars of the BRICS MSME Forum are the approaches that will be formed and followed by the member countries. And the key pillars are people-centric and humanity first. And as we bring this MSME Forum forward, the BRICS MSME Forum key pillars that we all have agreed are MSME-centric and entrepreneurship-centric. The Honorable Prime Minister of India on several occasions has mentioned micro, small and medium enterprises as the backbone of the Indian economy. In fact, in India, we believe that the MSMEs are the engines of growth, and the vision of the Ministry of MSME in Government of India and the MSME Forum also relies on the theme of the BRICS MSME Forum meeting that we are having, plenary meeting that we are having here today. I will just give a brief outline of the MSME sector in India. More than 31% of the GDP is contributed by the MSMEs. The contribution to the output is 35%. Contribution to the exports is 48% by the Indian MSMEs. And there are more than 382 million people who are employed in the MSME sector. And this is the unique feature of the MSME sector in India. And we believe that this is true for all the BRICS partner countries and also the BRICS member countries. Another thing is that the number of MSMEs which are registered with the government of India, that number is 86 million. When we talk of the micro, small and medium enterprises in India, we believe that the MSMEs are a part of the resilience of the Indian economy. Prior to Corona, the Indian economy was growing at a pace of 6%. During Corona, there was a hit. And thereafter, the very fact that within 1 year, the economy rebounded with a growth which has been increasing is a testimony of the resilience of the Indian economy. And we believe that if MSMEs are contributing more than 31% to the Indian economy, they have a major role in the resilience. When we frame the policies of Government of India for promoting micro, small and medium enterprises, we look at the challenges that the MSMEs are facing. And we believe that these challenges can be converted into opportunities. The challenges that the MSMEs in India face pertain to the formalization, access to credit, access to finance, access to technology, access to markets. And there are more than 18 flagship programs that the Ministry of MSME in Government of India runs and implements to basically address these problems of the MSMEs. I would like to draw your attention to a quick few areas where the MSMEs in India over the last few years have grown. If we look at the number of MSMEs which were registered formally on Udyam platform in India, that number was 16.5 million in 2022. And this number has increased to 85 million now. And this increase in the formalization of the Indian MSMEs is something for which we give the credit to the government, state governments, the MSME associations, and the collaborative partnership approach that we have adopted. If we look at the access to finance in the last 10 years, the amount of credit that has been provided to the MSMEs in 2014, there was a credit of $106 billion that was provided by the banks. And this has increased to $390 billion, almost a growth of 3 times that has happened in a span of 10 years. And one of the reasons of this growth to the micro, small and medium enterprises is the declining NPAs. Sometimes there are perception amongst the banks that the MSMEs, especially the micro ones, their creditworthiness maybe, sometimes they doubt the creditworthiness and they believe that the NPAs associated with them would be high. Whereas the factual position is, in India, the NPAs of the MSMEs have been declining and presently they stand at 3.5%. So this has been one of the major factors for us in pushing the credit growth to the MSMEs. If we look at the credit guarantees that were extended to the micro and small enterprises, that number has increased from 106 billion. That number has increased from 34 billion, which was provided in a span of 22 years between 2000 and 2022, to 111 billions that has been provided in the last 3 years. So in a way, the credit guarantees provided to the micro and small enterprises by the CGTMSE in last 3 years is more than 3 times of the credit guarantees that were provided in the last 22 years. And we plan to provide another 265 billion to the micro, small and medium enterprises in a span of next 5 years. There is one innovative program that the Government of India has started for addressing the issues of delayed payments to the micro, small, medium enterprises, and this is the invoice discounting system. This invoice discounting system we call as TREDS, Trade Receivables Electronic Discounting System. Under this mechanism, the invoices of the MSMEs are directly financed by the banks, and the banks do not, and the MSMEs do not have to wait for their payments to be settled by the buyers. And under this, In a span of 4 years, the numbers have increased as far as the invoice discounting is concerned from 4 billion to more than 37 billion. We also believe that besides traditional mode of financing, which is basically credit or through invoice discounting, we also believe that equity infusion into the micro, small, medium enterprises is one way of unleashing the true potential of these enterprises. There is a Self-Reliant India Fund, which is basically an equity infusion fund under which $4.87 billion worth of commitments have been made in terms of equity infusion to the micro, small, medium enterprises, and 1.89 billion has actually been infused. One of the areas of deliberation in the working groups was the access to technology. And in access to technology, we have a network of technology centers that have been established by the ministry. So there are 18 technology centers which were established between 1960 to 1999. There are 10 more technology centers that have been established in the past few years. And we plan to establish 20 new technology centers all across India. So that will take the total network of technology centers to 53. And these technology centers are basically centers which are providing technological transfer and technological support to the micro, small, medium enterprises. And our technology centers in Bhubaneswar, Mumbai, and at various other places, they have worked with ISRO and they have developed more than 400 components for the successful moon mission that was conducted. And these technology centers are also making components for the Indian defense establishment. So sometimes people think that the micro and small enterprises and medium enterprises are technologically not able to fulfill the requirement of the industry, whereas in India we believe that this perception also is not correct, and MSMEs are moving very fast. And we also believe that besides the micro, small, medium enterprises, we have to handhold the rural artisans and craftspeople of India. So this was a scheme which was launched under the vision of the Honorable Prime Minister called PM Vishwakarma, through which the artisans and craftspeople of India, they are provided holistic support. And there are various benefits that we provide to them. We give them training, we give them toolkits, we also provide them with the credit. And one key thing to note about this program is there was a target of 3 million people to be onboarded, artisans and craftspeople, in a span of 5 years. Whereas in a span of 3 years only, these 3 million artisans and craftspeople have already been onboarded onto PM Vishwakarma. And about 2.4 million people have already received skill training. And the loan amount that has been sanctioned to them is more than 540 million. RAMP is one program that we implement through the Ministry of MSME. This basically is a program that institutionalizes the collaboration between the central government and the state governments. And we believe that any development plan or program for the MSMEs has to be done and implemented in collaboration with the states. This is a World Bank funded program. And under this program, all the state governments are funded to address to the requirements of the MSMEs of their region. Then under the procurement and marketing policy, we have seen a substantial growth happening for the MSMEs. There are certain steps that the Ministry of MSME has taken to expand and to provide a roadmap for the MSMEs to grow. In fact, the definition of the MSME was revised last year. The turnover limits have been increased by 2 times and the investment limits have been increased by 2.5 times. And we also started an emergency credit line scheme to address the working capital stress arising out of the West Asian crisis. And under this ECLGS 5.0, 2.55 lakh rupees worth of provisioning was made for the MSME, non-MSME and airline sector, out of which 2 lakh crore was specifically reserved for the MSMEs. Now I will come to the deliberations that have happened under the MSME working group meetings that were organized as a part of this forum. All the member countries and the partner countries, they have participated, and the BRICS MSME Forum was decided to be created during the Brazil's presidency in 2025. The basic Objectives of the BRICS MSME Forum was to meet annually and to create a platform for institutionalized exchange of ideas, to collaborate and learn from each other. In India's BRICS presidency of 2026, there have been three SME working group meetings that have been conducted, one on the theme of access to finance, the other on access to technology, and the third on the sustainability. And we are having this plenary session in which we will be presenting the recommendations of these working groups. So the first two meeting, the working group one meeting was held in the month of April on 24th. The second meeting was held in the month of May. And the third working group meeting has been held today alongside the plenary meeting. Now, as far as the outcomes of these meetings are concerned, for the access to finance for MSMEs, the member countries deliberated on several issues as to how the access to finance can be improved. And one of the recommendations of the working group has been to form a subgroup for the MSME finance on which the member countries can continue to collaborate. And the subgroup on MSME finance will specifically focus on instruments of MSME financing, innovative instruments of MSME financing, such as equity financing, the financing through invoice discounting, or the other measures that the members may deem fit. And this will also be a facilitation platform for the exchange of information and also of exchange of best practices under this theme. The second working group, which was basically on the technology, access to technology, the proposed deliverables are basically to institutionalize cooperation on technology adoption, extend mutual recognition of the certifications, and also strengthen the MSME competitiveness. Then the third working group on the sustainability also proposed knowledge sharing, best practices sharing mechanism, and institutional platform for this, and exchange facilitation on best practices concerning low carbon production techniques, and developing skill and quality certification, along with share repository for the best practices. Now, the action plan to put these deliverables into action, the first action plan that is proposed is to constitute a subgroup on the on MSME finance. So this subgroup on MSME finance, it is proposed, it will convene biannually. It will the composition of the subgroup on MSME finance will include the government bodies, the financial institutions, multilateral financial institutions, fintechs, digital platforms from all the BRICS member countries. And focus area of this subgroup would be to basically have an exchange of ideas and collaborate on instruments of SME financing, digitization, facilitation of information exchange. The second actionable point that has emerged out of these recommendations is to establish the BRICS MSME Cooperation Portal. Now, this BRICS MSME Cooperation Portal will basically be established to facilitate the members to have best practices on innovation, to share their best practices, to exchange the ideas on best practices, on knowledge sharing, low carbon production systems, quality certification. And this will be a repository of the best practices of the BRICS countries, and also it will emerge as a directory for the focal point of the members to collaborate together. On behalf of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, I take this opportunity once again to welcome and thank all the members from the BRICS member countries and the BRICS partner countries who have come here and joined in this session. We extend a very fruitful, we wish that your stay here in Agra would be very useful, and the deliberations that have been done during the BRICS MSME Working Group Forum, these will be put to action, and this will continue to be an agenda which will be used for furthering the growth and development of the MSMEs in the next presidency also. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir, for outlining the priorities before us and setting the stage for the important discussions ahead. Every successful enterprise begins with a vision. Across India, MSMEs have transformed local opportunities into globally competitive success stories through innovation, resilience, and entrepreneurial excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to witness a special video presentation showcasing inspiring stories from India's MSME sector. Kindly direct your attention towards the screen.
India is emerging as one of the world's most dynamic manufacturing and innovation hubs, expanding its footprint across global value chains and shaping sustainable economic growth. Within the BRICS partnership, this momentum is creating new avenues for trade, technology, investment, and enterprise-led development. At the heart of this transformation are millions of micro, small, and medium enterprises, engines of innovation, employment, and inclusive growth. Today, these remarkable journeys converge on one global platform, BRICS MSME Forum 2026.
एमएसएमई सेक्टर को सशक्त करने का मतलब है पूरे समाज को सशक्त करना, सबको विकास के लाभ का भागीदार बनाना.
Where the future of MSMEs is reimagined. Today, India's MSME sector stands as the second largest employer after agriculture, supporting more than 380 million livelihoods and contributing over 31% to the nation's GDP. Nearly 1 out of every 2 export dollars from India is powered by an MSME. Through Udyam registration and Udyam Assist platforms, more than 87 million enterprises have been brought into the formal economy, up from just 10.65 million in 2023. These platforms provide free, paperless registration, making formalization easier. India's MSMEs are backed by a robust credit support ecosystem. Bank credit to MSMEs has increased by 268% over the last decade, from 10,000 billion Indian rupees in 2014 to nearly 37,000 billion Indian rupees in 2025. Through Credit Guarantee Trust Fund, collateral-free credit is helping micro and small enterprises expand with confidence. Through the Self-Reliant India Fund, a corpus of 120 billion rupees equity infusion from the government and 480 billion rupees from private equity and venture capital partners, growth-oriented enterprises are receiving equity support to scale, innovate, and compete globally. More than 187 billion rupees has already been infused into over 750 MSMEs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's vision of Virasat se Vikas is finding expression through PM Vishwakarma. Traditional artisans and craftspeople are being connected with the MSME ecosystem through formal recognition, skill development, toolkit support, access to finance, and market linkages. In the era of Industry 4.0, India's MSMEs are stepping confidently into the future. Through a rapidly expanding network of technology centers, entrepreneurs are gaining access to cutting-edge manufacturing, robotics, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and virtual reality technologies. The Ministry of MSME has established 53 technology centers driving innovation, competitiveness, and excellence. Government is facilitating MSMEs for market access through programs such as international cooperation, procurement and marketing support, trade enablement and marketing, and the public procurement policy. Mandatory procurement from micro and small enterprises through government e-marketplace is creating new opportunities across sectors. Institutions such as Khadi and Village Industries, Coir Board, and Mahatma Gandhi Institute for Rural Industrialization are strengthening traditional industries, supporting entrepreneurship, and creating sustainable livelihoods. Through National Small Industries Corporation, MSMEs are facilitated to access quality raw materials. Through initiatives such as Zero Defect, Zero Effect and the MSME Competitive Lean Scheme, enterprises are embracing cleaner production and resource efficiency. The Raising and Accelerating MSME program is being implemented across all states to strengthen institutions, enhance competitiveness, and accelerate MSME growth. The scheme enables MSEs to adopt eco-friendly, clean, and energy-efficient technologies. The SPICE scheme helps MSEs adopt sustainable, resource-efficient, and eco-friendly business models. Digital mechanisms such as online dispute resolution platforms and timely payment systems are helping enterprises resolve delayed payments and unlock working capital more efficiently. Today, Indian MSMEs are shaping the future of industry and innovation. As India advances towards becoming a global economic powerhouse, its MSMEs stand poised to play a defining role in realizing the Prime Minister's vision of achieving Viksit Bharat, a developed India by 2047.
These remarkable stories highlight the transformative power of innovation, entrepreneurship, and opportunity. Before we march ahead, may we once again request all our delegates and guests to kindly be seated, especially the ones at the back. Ladies and gentlemen, strong institutions and visionary leadership are essential to creating an enabling environment for entrepreneurship and enterprise growth. It is now my privilege to invite on stage Shri Bharat Kheda, Secretary, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, to deliver the keynote address. Can you please welcome him on stage?
Honorable Minister of MSME, Government of India, Shri Jitan Ram Majhi ji. Honorable Minister of MSME of Government of UP, Shri Bhupendra Chaudhary ji. Excellencies, distinguished heads of delegation, senior government officials from Government of India as well as Government of UP and also from other countries, representatives of BRICS member and partner countries, industry leaders, MSME associations, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to each one of you at the inaugural MSME Forum under India's BRICS chairship 2026. At the outset, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to all the participating countries for their enthusiastic engagement and support in making this forum a reality. The presence of such a distinguished gathering reflects the growing recognition that MSMEs are central to economic resilience, innovation, and inclusive development. This forum was conceived as a platform for dialogue, partnership, and action. More importantly, it recognizes that MSMEs are not merely economic actors, they are catalysts of innovation, creators of employment, drivers of local development, and instruments of social transformation. Across the BRICS countries, MSMEs account for the overwhelming majority of enterprises and contribute significantly to GDP, manufacturing output, exports, and livelihoods. They play a critical role in ensuring that economic growth reaches every region, every community, and every section of the society. Today, as our economies undergo rapid transformation, MSMEs are being called upon to adapt to new technologies, changing market conditions, evolving sustainability requirements, and increasingly integrated value chains. With these developments come unprecedented opportunities, but they also present significant challenges. These challenges are not unique to any country. They are shared challenges and they require shared solutions. That's what brings all of us here. It is in this context that the BRICS MSME Forum assumes special significance. Our objective should be to move beyond dialogue towards actionable cooperation that delivers measurable benefits to enterprises and entrepreneurs across our countries. In line with the overall theme of BRICS, building for resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability, Government of India has actively steered discussions in the SME working groups on issues that are shaping the future of MSMEs all over the globe. Over the course of India's chairship, we have successfully convened 3 SME working group meetings that have brought together policymakers, experts, and stakeholders from amongst the members. These discussions have focused on themes that are of critical importance to the MSME ecosystem, enhancing access to finance, accelerating technology adoption and digitalization, promoting sustainable business practices, and strengthening integration of MSMEs into the global value chain. The BRICS MSME Forum builds upon these discussions by bringing policymakers and enterprises onto a common platform. Distinguished delegates, talking about India's MSME ecosystem, it's one of the largest and most diverse entrepreneurial ecosystems in the world. You just saw the figures. India has over 86 million registered MSMEs, and the number continues to grow with every passing day as more enterprises formalize and enter the mainstream economy. MSMEs continue to contribute 30%, more than 30% to India's GDP, over 1/3 of manufacturing output, and nearly half of country's exports. It is India's second largest employer after agriculture, supporting the livelihoods of nearly 330 million people. Behind these numbers are millions in stories of aspiration, innovation, resilience, and entrepreneurship, from traditional artisans and rural enterprises to advanced manufacturing units and technology-driven businesses. India's MSME sector represents the true diversity and strength of our economy. Such scale naturally requires a robust and responsive ecosystem. Over the past decade, our approach has focused on creating an enabling environment that empowers enterprises. Our efforts have centered around improving access to finance, enhancing market access, promoting technology adoption, facilitating digitalization, encouraging innovation, and supporting sustainable growth. The results are visible. We saw the credit flow has expanded significantly, digital adoption has accelerated, access opportunities have widened, millions of enterprises have become part of the formal economy. One of India's most significant contribution to the global development discourse has been the creation of digital infrastructure. Even the smallest entrepreneurs and vendors in India are today equipped to accept digital payments through QR codes and the UPI, the Unified Payments Interface. What may appear to be a simple transaction is part of a larger transformation. It reflects how technology can empower even the smallest entrepreneur, eliminate barriers, reduce dependence on cash, and bring enterprises into the formal economy. India's experience demonstrates that digitalization is not merely about technology. It is about inclusion, accessibility, and opportunity. Distinguished delegates, global supply chains, consumer preferences, and regulatory frameworks are moving rapidly towards greener and more resource-efficient production systems. Sustainability is no longer an option. It is a business imperative. India is therefore encouraging MSMEs to adopt green technologies, improve resource efficiency, embrace circular economy principles, and move towards sustainable manufacturing. Our objective is clear: to ensure that sustainability and competitiveness go hand in hand. As we explore the exhibition and interact with the participating enterprises, you'll witness the remarkable diversity and capability of MSMEs, contributing not only to daily life, but also to some of India's most ambitious national missions, including space, defense, electronics, and advanced manufacturing. This diversity is a reminder that innovation is not confined to larger companies. It thrives equally in smaller workshops and emerging enterprises. Through SME working group meetings and this inaugural MSME Forum, we aim to share the best practices from India for the MSMEs, and we also look forward to learning from BRICS country about their experiences in this regard. To the entrepreneurs, innovators, and business leaders who have gathered here today, I would like to say you're not merely participants in the economy. You are the builders of economic resilience. You are the job creators. You are the innovators who convert ideas into products and opportunities. You are the bridge between local aspirations and global markets. The future of the BRICS economies will be shaped not by governments and large corporations, but equally by enterprises such as yours. Your success will define our collective success. Distinguished delegates, as policymakers and practitioners, we must recognize that the future competitiveness of MSMEs will increasingly depend on their ability to participate in the global value chains. This requires stronger cooperation among our countries in areas such as quality standards, digital trade facilitation, technology partnerships, skills development, and B2B linkages. These discussions during the forum would provide a unique opportunity to advance cooperation in each of these areas. Many of the most successful collaborations emerge from direct engagement, exchange of ideas, and shared aspirations. The inaugural BRICS MSME Forum is an important beginning. Its success will ultimately be measured by the partnerships we build, by the ideas we generate, and the opportunities we create for MSMEs across our countries. I'm confident that our deliberations in this first interaction of the MSME Forum will contribute meaningfully to a stronger, more resilient, innovative, and interconnected MSME ecosystem across the BRICS member and partner countries. I wish the forum every success and look forward to productive discussions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable insights on advancing MSME cooperation across BRICS nations. With due respect, may I request Honorable Minister for MSME Government of India, Shri Jitan Ram Manjhi, and Honorable Minister for MSME Government of Uttar Pradesh, Shri Bhupendra Chaudhary ji, to kindly take the stage for the felicitation of heads of delegation representing the BRICS countries. May I request Honorable Ministers to kindly grace the stage with their presence for the felicitation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, the strength of BRICS lies in its diversity, mutual respect, and shared commitment towards inclusive and sustainable development. To acknowledge the valuable participation of our heads of delegation, we shall now proceed with a special felicitation ceremony for which our honorable ministers are joining us on stage. Can we welcome them on stage with a round of applause? To kindly take the center stage. And we now proceed with the felicitation ceremony. May I first invite on stage Head of Delegation, South Africa. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our honorable ministers are felicitating Head of Delegation, South Africa. Thank you very much. You may exit from the right itself. Would request the head of delegation to enter and exit from my right and your left. May I now invite head of delegation, United Arab Emirates. Head of delegation, United Arab Emirates. Sir, if you may please yes, if you please can enter and exit from my right and your left. Thank you. Thank you very much. May I now invite Head of Delegation, Ethiopia. Sir, if you can join us. Please put your hands together for Head of Delegation, Ethiopia, joining us on stage. Thank you very much. I now invite Head of Delegation, Cuba. I think we can give them a more energetic round of applause. Thank you very much. I now invite Head of Delegation, Malaysia. Thank you. I now invite Head of Delegation, Uganda. Please give it up and welcome the Head of Delegation, Uganda, on stage. Thank you very much. Head of Delegation, Brazil, joining us on stage now. So you may come from here. Thank you very much. Head of Delegation, China, joining us now. Head of Delegation from China. Thank you very much. Head of Delegation, Russia, joining us now. Thank you. Thank you very much. I now invite Head of Delegation, Iran. Thank you very much. Thank you, Honorable Ministers, for doing the honors. Thank you very much for joining us on stage and doing the honors. Thank you, Excellencies, for your presence and continued commitment to strengthening cooperation amongst BRICS nations. We once again request all our delegates to please be seated. To the ones who are standing towards the back and on the sides, to kindly find a seat and make yourself comfortable. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier today, private sector representatives from BRICS member countries deliberated on key issues shaping the MSME sector. To present the key recommendations emerging from these discussions, I invite on stage Shri Saurabh Sanyal, Secretary General, ASSOCHAM.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Minister of MSME, Government of India, Honorable Minister of MSME, State of Uttar Pradesh, distinguished delegation from the BRICS Forum, members of the BRICS Forum and partners to the BRICS Forum, distinguished Secretary MSME, Additional Secretary MSME, Joint Secretaries to the Government of India, captains of the industry, friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to all of you. The SME Working Group meeting was inaugurated by Mr. Hemant Sharma, Under Secretary, Ministry of MSME, and highlighted the key deliverables of the previous SME meetings and helped set the tone for the discussions. This was followed by Ms. Dr. Simi Chaudhary, Economic Advisor, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, who deliberated on the key agenda topics with the BRICS representatives. To summarize the key discussion points, I have this slide. So most of the priority areas which were discussed and where a common grounds came up for the MSME ecosystem was that they had three priorities for the MSMEs: access to finance, access to technology, and sustainability-led growth. BRICS highlighted all these sectors very deliberately. In fact, the BRICS member countries, Brazil and South Africa, were present there, and they deliberated on these three issues. Brazil's SME sector drives over 50% of the formal jobs, with an assisted credit model that prepare SMEs to qualify for bank loans. Also, Brazil sees sustainability as a market necessity now and is investing in Amazon bioeconomy to turn forest resources into sustainable business. The salient points are flashed on the view foil. South Africa on lends USD 300 million annually with flexible credit scoring, plus a USD 150 million letter of credit facility for value chain SMEs. A digital platform that speeds up funding decisions while limited domestic demand is pushing South African SMEs towards exports and BRICS partnerships. The salient points are highlighted on the view foil. Now we come to India. Much has been spoken about the Indian SMEs ecosystem by the respectable guest speakers here. So the forum also highlighted India offers a collateral-free credit through PME, GP and Mudra, while NSIC supports MSMEs across their full life cycle, a model that mirrors Brazil's own SME agency. India's MSME exports to BRICS stand at USD 97 billion, targeting USD 200 billion by 2030. Backed by green themes like Z certification, technology upgradation like artificial intelligence and automation processes. The challenges for the BRICS SMEs and opportunities are listed now on the view foil. The shared examples include low productivity, exclusivity, credit and rising costs. Shared opportunities include blended finance and AI-driven platforms. India's MSME base grew fourfold in 3 years, and the NSIC Brazil parallel offers a very strong model for BRICS-wide cross-learning. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your insightful address. We now move to a special session that embodies the true spirit of BRICS, sharing experiences, exchanging best practices, and learning from one another's development journey. May I humbly request our respected speakers to kindly adhere to the allotted time of 5 minutes, please. We begin with Honorable Minister of Small Business Development, South Africa, joining us on stage and sharing her insights with us. Can we once again welcome her on stage?
Thank you, Director of the program. Allow me to recognize our host, His Excellency, the Minister responsible for micro, small, and medium enterprises in this country, our fellow counterparts, ministers, vice ministers, heads of delegations, everyone who is here. We are meeting at a time when the global economy is undergoing profound transformation. Technological disruptions, shifting geopolitical dynamics, climate transitions, and changing trade patterns are reshaping the global economic landscape. In this context, micro, small, and medium enterprises are not merely participants in economic growth. They are the foundation of inclusive development, innovation, and sustainable creation. For South Africa, MSMEs are central to our economic transformation agenda. Our sector comprises approximately 2.8 million enterprises, contributes around 34% of the GDP, and supports more than 11 million jobs. Through our National Development Plan, we have set ourselves a target that MSMEs should generate 9 million of the 11 million new jobs that are envisaged in our Vision 2030 document. And as the portfolio, we've given ourselves a target for 1 million between 2024 to 2029. As a gateway to Africa and an active participant in the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, South Africa sees BRICS as a strategic platform to deepen investment, innovation, industrialization, and market access for MSMEs. We believe BRICS has a unique opportunity to connect its entrepreneurial ecosystems with the immense opportunities emerging across the African continent. Like many developing economies, however, we commonly face challenges. They are already listed, as you have seen there on the screen. And of course, they include limited access to finance, barriers to market access, skills deficits, infrastructure constraints, digital exclusion, and regulatory burdens that disproportionately affect smaller enterprises. Our response as the country has been to adopt an ecosystem approach to enterprise development through our National Integrated Small Enterprise Development Framework. We recognize that governments alone cannot drive entrepreneurship and enterprise growth. Success requires partnerships between government, financial institutions, the private sector, academia, technology partners, and development agencies. To strengthen the ecosystem, we've recently established the Small Enterprise Development and Finance Agency, which is known as SIDFA, a one-stop shop institution that integrates funding, business development support, and credit guarantees. This enables entrepreneurs to move seamlessly from business idea to funding to growth and expansion within a single support ecosystem. At the center of this reform is our digital transformation agenda. Through the One SIDFA platform, entrepreneurs will be able to apply digitally for support, track applications in real time, and access integrated services through a single gateway. Importantly, alternative credit scoring models will expand access to finance for informal, township, and rural enterprises that are often excluded by conventional financial systems. In line with the directive by President Ramaphosa to accelerate the registration and formalization of informal and small businesses, South Africa is also advancing digital business registration and licensing reforms. Through our own business licensing bill, the e-registration system, and DSBT Connect, we seek to reduce the red tape, simplify compliance, and create a seamless pathway for enterprises to transition from informality to formality. Our approach is that formalization must not be punitive. It must be enabling. It must connect entrepreneurs to finance, markets, business development support, infrastructure, and economic opportunities. We equally are investing in entrepreneurship development, incubation, digital innovation hubs, export development, market access, and business infrastructure. Our objective is simple: to ensure that MSMEs are not merely consumers of products and technology, but they become producers, innovators, exporters, and creators of decent work. Chairperson, as BRICS countries, we collectively represent some of the world's largest emerging markets, more dynamic entrepreneurial ecosystem, and fastest growing innovation hubs. The time has come for us to move beyond dialogue and towards practical cooperation. We therefore propose the following. First, the establishment of practical mechanisms that enable MSMEs from BRICS countries to trade more easily with one another, including digital platforms and stronger integration into BRICS value chains. Secondly, the exploration of a dedicated BRICS MSME and startup financing facility, working alongside existing BRICS financial institutions, including the New Development Bank, to expand access to patient and catalytic capital. Thirdly, stronger collaboration between BRICS incubators, innovation hubs, university and technology centers to accelerate knowledge exchange, technology transfer, and innovation-led entrepreneurship. Lastly, cooperation on digital public infrastructure, digital business registration systems, digital skills, and AI to ensure that MSMEs can participate meaningfully in the economy of the future. We should strengthen business-to-business linkages amongst MSMEs across BRICS so that our enterprises become active participants in trade, investment, and industrial development across our markets. Chairperson, the future competitiveness of our nations will depend not only on the strength of our large corporates, but also on the success of our small businesses, startups, cooperatives, and innovators. Let us therefore build a BRICS partnership that expands opportunities, unlocks innovation, broadens participation, and creates sustainable jobs for our people. Together, we can make MSMEs the engine of inclusive growth, industrialization, and shared prosperity across the BRICS community. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Up next, we have First Deputy Minister of Economy, Belarus, who's joining us virtually. First Deputy Minister of Economy, Belarus.
Hello, do you hear me?
Sir, we can't hear you.
Do you hear me?
We welcome the First Deputy Minister of Economy, Belarus, to the first BRICS MSME Forum. Thank you, sir, for joining us. But we can't hear you, sir.
Excuse me, do you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you now.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Dear forum participants, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me express my sincere gratitude to the organizers, the BRICS chair country and all partners for the invitation to participate in this important event. It's a great honor for the Republic of Belarus to be ahead at a platform that brings together the world's leading economies. Taking this opportunity, I would like to inform you about the small and medium-sized business development system created in the Republic of Belarus. The Belarusian economy is essentially characterized by a dominant public sector. Small and medium-sized businesses account for an average of 1/3 of the total. However, the government recognizes the important role of this sector in diversifying the economy's industrial structure. Therefore, the development of SMEs has been recognized as a priority of state policy until 2030. A multi-level system of support for small and medium-sized businesses has been built based on 3 principles: simplicity, accessibility, and targeting. First, the country is undertaking large-scale work to optimize the administrative burden on business entities and digitalize administrative procedures. We are reducing the number of license activities and implementing a notification-based approach for starting a business. Currently, the Republic of Belarus is developing an information system, the digital platform for small and medium-sized businesses. This free service will provide automated tax and accounting records, office management, personal records, and other functions. Second, accessible finance. The largest specialized institution providing state financial support to SMEs is the Belarusian Fund for Financial Support of Entrepreneurs. Financial support instruments include financial resource on a repayable basis, property under lease. Particular emphasis is placed on supporting manufacturing startups and export-oriented projects. Local governments provide preferential loans as well as non-repayable subsidies and grants. Third, there is a well-developed system of business support institutions. Support centers and business incubators operate throughout the country. They provide a wide range of consulting, accounting, and legal services. Science and technology parks that promote integration processes between educational institutions and innovation enterprises. There are a number of organizations specialized in supporting exports of companies. They assist in finding foreign partners and establishing business contacts. Preferential regions. The Republic of Belarus has 6 free economic zones and 2 special economic zones. The China-Belarus Industrial Park, Great Stone, and the Bremeno-Orsha Special Economic Zone. Residents of these zones enjoy a special portfolio of benefits and preferences. Fifth, specialization in supporting and stimulating certain categories of entrepreneurs and proactive citizens, such as youth, women, people of civil age, and others. Today's global challenges include technological transformation, the climate agenda, all of which are not just national but cooperative responses. This is where we see the BRICS platform as a key instrument for uniting the efforts of its members and partners. The Republic of Belarus, having received the status of a BRICS partner state, is ready to actively engage in joint work in several areas. Establishing a permanent mechanism for exchanging best practices and legal solutions in the SME sector. Develop a common digital showcase or business networking platform for small businesses in BRICS countries and their partners. Developing a network of joint acceleration programs and business missions, especially for women and youth, as well as creative industries. Dear friends, the modern economy is an economy of flexibility and speed, and therefore an economy of small businesses. I'm confident that by pulling all intellectual, institutional, and human resources, we will be able to transform challenges into new opportunities for millions of entrepreneurs. Belarus is open to the closest possible cooperation and use the BRICS partnerships as a long-term stretch for sharing growth. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for joining us. I now invite on stage Assistant Under Secretary for IP Sector, Ministry of Economy and Tourism, UAE. Can we please once again welcome him on stage?
Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished guests, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allow me to thank the government of India, the Ministry of MSME, and the Indian Chairship, the advisory group for hosting this forum, and for, of course, the warm hospitality extended to our delegation here in Agra. The hospitality is marvelous, the food is delicious, and we thank you for all this thing. The title of our message today is very simple: Sustainable Routes to a Global Roots. In the United Arab Emirates, we treat micro, small, and medium enterprises, not as one part of the economy, but as it is the engine. I heard in the early morning from the opening remark, the speech, every country has its own way in the BRICS community and family, how this engine is supporting in GDP. And this is showing the numbers reflects that conviction. The count of active SMEs licensed has grown by 140% in the United Arab Emirates between 2020 to 2025. This increase for over 20 years, and this is not growth in isolation. The UAE has ranked first globally in the global entrepreneurship monitors for 5 consecutive years. On access to the finance, a priority of this working group, venture capital funding in our region has now surpassed South Asian, led by the Gulf and the United Arab Emirates. And we rank first in the MENA for venture deals and exist by headquarters. Your Excellencies, delegation, what underpin in this is a deliberate enabling environment. The key things is enabling environment for medium entrepreneurs, SMEs, and we have granted the first things to enable this environment. We have granted 100% of foreigner ownership of companies, which is allow the BRICS communities to be engaged and invest in every country, especially in the United Arab Emirates. 100% foreigner ownership of companies. So we maintain a 0% personal income and capital gain tax, and one of the most competitive corporate tax rate among major economies. Our golden visa ties long-term residences to entrepreneurship and investment contribution. And we have amended and issued more than 60 federal laws specifically to support SMEs. The intent is consistent, lower the barriers, and let enterprise grow. So this is a key initiative, a key way as a policymaker, as a lawman, we need to increase, involve more. We all as a BRICS members and community, we understand the value of enterprise or SMEs in this GDP. But an enabling environment is only the foundation. We pair it with active national program. We have a long strategy of national program. Our national program for SMEs provide a package, a dedicated package for incentives, help Emiratis SMEs scales through government procurement, guided by a procurement index targeted at 10% SMEs share. We have turned public spending into a development tools that open marks to a small firm. So with the public spending is getting involved in supporting SMEs. And through our international business mission, of course, we take our enterprise out into the world, helping them move from local roots to global roots. We identify and elevate the most promising among them through the Future 100 and the UAE Future 50 list. We have a program called the Future 100 for all these future economy, from local roots to the global, as I mentioned. And we keep our policies, disciplines, and align with OECD best practice through a dedicated national initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may to add point from my own experience. Any asset or any SMEs, they rely on two assets. The tangible asset, which is the companies, the employees, the things you can touch it. But how about the intangible asset? The logo, the patent, the trademark. We have learned that intellectual property protection is not a luxury enjoyed by large companies alone. It is a growth tool for small ones. If you are in a small SMEs or a small businesses, if you have this asset, the way the venture capital way will increase by making an IP protection faster, more affordable, and more accessible to SMEs. We have 50% detection in all our registration for IPs in the United Arab Emirates. We help young firms turn ideas into asset and asset into investment. Of course, these efforts collectively we kept the UAE first globally in the field of entrepreneurship 5 years running. Yet we are equally clear that no single country holds all the answers. And of course, we learn from each other. To the BRICS family, brings together a remarkable diversity of marketed and approach to enterprise. The UAE stand ready to share and what we have learned to learn from each others of you and to build practical bridges between our small enterprises so that a young business in any our nation can find the finance, technology, and market across all of the BRICS family. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you once again and wish this forum a very successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May I once again request our upcoming respected speakers to kindly adhere to the allotted time of 5 minutes. May I now invite on stage Ambassador Ethiopia.
Thank you very much, Chair. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I extend my appreciation to the Indian chairship for the excellent organization of this forum. And I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the warm hospitality extended to my delegation since our arrival. MSMEs are the backbone of our economy, contributing significantly to employment, creation of jobs, poverty reduction, and economic transformation. Hence, we would like to modestly share our best practice in small and medium enterprises financing project. The financing project was designed to address the access to the finance constraints for small and medium enterprises, which we call them the missing middle, who have outgrown microfinance but cannot access conventional bank financing. The target sectors include manufacturing, agro-processing, tourism, and construction, with a total project or cost of 476 million USD. Looking at the project structure, it has 4 components with one goal. The first component is financial service to SMEs with a credit facility and leasing finance. Funds are challenged through Development Bank of Ethiopia with a total amount of 449 million USD. The second component is creating an enabling environment for SME financing. This strengthens the financial infrastructure needed for SME lending and includes credit system, movable collateral registry, and capital market, which amounts to $3.8 million US. And the third component, tailored business development service to address demand-side constraints and help SMEs become more competitive and bankable with 17.5 million USD. And the fourth component focus on project management and impact evaluation that covers coordination monitoring, communication, and assessment of project outcomes with 5.7 million USD. Looking at the financial services so far, 7,736 SMEs have been reached and financed with a total finance of 515 million USD. And out of these, almost 30% of those are owned by women. Here, 12 banks, 9 microfinance institutions, and 4 capital goods finance business are participating. The technical assistance capacity building were also given to key technical staff from the Development Bank of Ethiopia and participating financial institutions. The financial sector infrastructure has created an enabling environment with a transformed financial infrastructure. Now, with a movable collateral registry is fully operational as of June 2025, and we registered more than 125,000 borrowers. Looking at the capital market infrastructure, electronic trading platform and Ethiopia Securities Exchange is officially launched in 2025 January. As of the business development services, more than 3,400 SMEs were trained on areas related to technical skills, soft skills, and market access, where the technical skills are across agro-processing, laser, metal, textile, and chemical sectors. And more than 13,000 SMEs trained in business planning and management, and 94 SMEs trained in e-commerce and other services were provided. We also witnessed a satisfactory project management, communication, and citizen engagement process. 98% of the fund of this project is utilized, and we have learned from this project some challenges and lessons. As challenges, slow lease finance rollout due to limited ecosystem and centralized procurement delays, coordination gaps among multiple stakeholders, and de-risking facility was never operationalized. Whereas lessons learned include the lease finance successfully built local expertise and improved regulatory environment, business development service and finance combination is significantly more effective than finance alone, and early technical assistance investment is participating financial institutions and accelerates disbursement and portfolio quality. Awareness workshops across regions have strengthened stakeholder networks and coordination. I thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much. Our next esteemed speaker is Deputy Director General for International Industrial Cooperation, Ministry of Industry, Indonesia. He'll be joining us virtually.
Distinguished Chair, Excellencies, and fellow delegates, thank you for the opportunity to share Indonesia's experience in strengthening our small and medium industry ecosystem. At the outset, I would like to express our regret that Indonesia is unable to participate physically in Agra today. Small and medium enterprise play a critical role in Indonesia industrial development. They account almost 99.8% of all manufacturing establishments and employ more than 13 million workers. SMI contribute around 21% of value added of the non-oil manufacturing sectors and nearly 4% of Indonesia's national GDP. Recognizing their strategic role, Indonesia has adopted a comprehensive approach to build strong, resilient, and future-ready SMIs. Our policies are centered on the 3 priorities: enhancing access to finance, improving access to technology, and promoting sustainability-oriented industrial growth. First, on access to finance, Indonesia implements a machinery and equipment restructuring program, which provide partial reimbursement for the purchase of the new machinery and equipment. These programs help SMI improve productivity and strengthen product capacity and enhance competitiveness. The result has been encouraging. More than half of participating enterprise report increased production capacity and workforce expansion, while nearly three-quarters experience high turnover. These outcomes demonstrate how targeted financial support can directly improve industrial performance. In addition, Indonesia promotes financing through the People's Business Credit Program known as KUR, which expands access to affordable financing for the MSMEs. We also introduced a dedicated credit scheme for labor-intensive industries, supporting sectors such as textile, footwear, furniture, and toys. This initiative help business invest, grow, and create jobs. Second, on access to technology and digital transformation. Indonesia believes that the technology adoption is essential for industrial upgrading. Through the Startup for Industry program, we connect technology startup with industrial enterprise to develop practical solutions for manufacturing challenges. To date, the program has facilitated numerous collaboration between startups and industries, program startup financing, and encouraging technology implementation projects. This initiative has created a vibrant innovation ecosystem involving industry, startup, investor, and technology contributor. At the same time, we continue to promote digital literacy and e-commerce adoption through the eSmart IKM program. This initiative provides training, mentoring, marketplace onboarding, and business development support for SMIs. By leveraging digital platforms, SMIs can expand market access, improve business and efficiency, and reach both domestic and international customers. The third on sustainability-oriented industrial development. Indonesia is committed to ensuring that industrial growth aligns with the Sustainable Development Objective. We are fostering green SMIs by integrating environmental, social, and governance considerations into business operations. Our approach includes training, coaching, awareness program, and guidance on the green transition practice. We are also developing assessment frameworks and certification mechanisms to encourage sustainable production process and improve compliance with environmental standards. Distinguished participants, Indonesia's experience highlight that strengthening of MSME ecosystem requires an integrated approach combining finance, technology, and sustainability. These are three pillars reinforce one another and create the foundation for inclusive industrial growth, higher productivity, and stronger competitiveness. We looking forward to learning from the experience of fellow BRICS members and partners and exploring opportunities for future cooperation in supporting MSME development and industrial transformation. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you. I now invite on stage Ambassador Cuba. Can you please welcome him again on stage? And once again, requesting all our respected delegates and guests to please be seated.
Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, good afternoon. First, allow me to thank the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises of the Government of India for the invitation to participate in this forum. The topic bringing us together is of great interest and importance to the economic and social development of each of our nations. Sharing practices and experiences is highly beneficial for all of us, fostering greater and better collaboration as countries committed to promoting the well-being for our peoples. The SME sector in Cuba has experienced sustainable growth in recent years. By the end of June 2025, there were a total of 9,800 registered SMEs in Cuba that represent almost the 50% of the total enterprises in our country. They are concentrated primarily in the following economic sectors: food service and accommodation, food and beverage production, manufacturing and industrial production, construction, transportation, and professional services. This sector employs 26% of the country's total workforce and contribute to 17% of the GDP. We are convinced that micro, small, and medium enterprises hold significant potential for the country's growth and development. They have already become providers of essential goods and services, occupying an increasing share of the domestic market as well as the country's import and export volume. To support an environment and ecosystem conducive to their performance, the National Institute of MSME was created in August 2024, reporting to the Council of Ministers, state with oversight, organizing, and regulating the operation of MSME and other private economic actors in Cuba. MSMEs in Cuba face multiple challenges, some of an internal nature, such as lack of business experience among those running them and excessive bureaucratic procedure. However, the most complex factor stems from the context of escalating sanctions imposed by the US government, including the blockade to all supply to my country, which impact the economic and social life of all Cubans. Disruption of electricity supply, water supply, transportation, and food production, among many other sectors of national life, affect prices and the population purchasing power, and consequently, the economic and financial performance of this sector. Recent measures adopted on May 1st, restricting foreign companies doing business with Cuba, has significantly affected foreign trade, impacting the ability of the sector to develop commercial relationships with overseas suppliers and customers. As a result, the cost of logistic and supply chain services has risen, composed by serious difficulties in using secure payment channels for transaction to and from abroad. Distinguished delegates, recently, just 2 days ago, the President of Cuba, High Excellency Miguel Díaz-Canel Bermúdez, announced important measures aimed at boosting the country's economic development, reinforcing the role of MSME within the Cuban economy and society. A decision has been made to expand the range of authorized activities for these enterprises and to foster the creation of new businesses, while incentivizing economic partnership between state and private sector and increasing their autonomy regarding export and import. Cubans are characterized by their creativity, resiliency, and entrepreneurial spirit. These qualities will help drive development rooted in science and innovation and ensure the prosperity our people deserve. I once again thank the Ministry of MSME for the excellent organization of this event and thank everyone for your attention and solidarity. Namaste and Dhanyavad.
Thank you very much. Up next is a virtual address by Head of Central Office for International Cooperation, SME Development Agency, Egypt, joining us virtually. We welcome the head of Central Office for International Cooperation, SME Development Agency, Egypt, who've joined us virtually at the BRICS Forum. We can't hear you. I think we are facing some technical glitch, so we'll now be inviting on stage our next speaker. Our next respected speaker joining us on stage is Charge d'Affaires, Malaysia. Can we once again welcome her on stage? Meanwhile, we set up the presentation for our upcoming speaker. Can we invite our next speaker on stage? In the interest of time, Deputy Head of Mission from Uganda to please be on stage for the address. Till that time, we'll quickly set up the presentation for ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome Deputy Head of Mission Uganda on stage, please?
The Honorable Ministers present, Excellencies, and the ambassadors and her commissioners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I bring warm greetings from the Republic of Uganda. I also wish to take this opportunity to congratulate the government of India for hosting this important meeting here. As India holds the BRICS chairmanship for 2026, this forum marks a pivotal milestone in our collective journey towards accelerating economic transformation and deepening the micro, small, and medium enterprises ecosystem across our nations. The micro, small, and medium enterprises make up approximately 99% of Uganda's businesses, contributing about 75% of the GDP and employing millions of the populations, thus generating over 80% domestic revenue. Despite their massive economic footprint, The sector remains highly fragmented, with over 90% of the enterprises operating as micro businesses. We acknowledge persistent headwinds, limited access to affordable credit and markets, low adoption of modern and digital technologies, climate change-related dispersion, and complexities of meeting international quality standards. However, Uganda's MCMEs have shown remarkable resilience, and our government is committed to transitioning the substance of the competitive and export-oriented entities. The government of Uganda, in the quest to encourage formalization, has implemented several interventions. These, among others, include taxpayer registered expansion program, introduction of the electronic fiscal receipting and receipting and invoicing system, introduction of physical and electronic one-stop business centers, instant tax identification and number registration, and introduction of online trade licenses registration. With respect to the financing, government has also undertaken several targeted financing and wealth creation initiatives, including the parish development model for eliminating subsistence and expanding participation in the money economy, and the EMIOGA savings and credit cooperatives programs to stimulate the social economic development. Uganda is registering a growing number of startups, notably technology-driven enterprises. Investors are increasingly expressing interest in Uganda's small and medium enterprises. Kampala-based startups attracted about $30 million in 2025, up from $4 million in the year 2024. These sectors were deliberately selected because they represent Uganda's strongest comparative advantages and have the greatest potential to generate exports, jobs, incomes, and investment. Together, they form the energy of the tenfold growth strategy. The objective is simple: to convert Uganda's natural resources, human capital, and innovation into wealth, jobs, and prosperity. The government is also looking for partnerships in emerging technologies and artificial intelligence. In conclusion, the government is strengthening efforts in boosting productivity, strengthening value addition, and improving market access for the private sector and the MSMEs. We strongly look forward to the partnerships for capacity building of Uganda's professionals and technology transfer that will empower Uganda to develop her high-tech industries and expertise. I thank you.
Thank you very much. I now again request Charge d'Affaires Malaysia to please share her thoughts with us.
Thank you, Madam C. Let me check whether the technical is already set. Honorable Ministers, Minister of MSME, Government of India. Honorable Minister of MSME, Government of Uttar Pradesh, distinguished officials and delegates of BRICS member and partner countries. Captain of Industries, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, Malaysia would like to express our sincere appreciation to the Government of India for hosting the event. We also would like to extend our gratitude to the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, as well as the Government of Uttar Pradesh for the excellent arrangement to make this event a success. Malaysia is confident the forum will provide a valuable platform to exchange views and enhance cooperation amongst BRICS members and partner countries, especially relating to MSME ecosystem. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to stand before you today at the inaugural BRICS MSME Forum here in beautiful Agra. On behalf of Malaysia, I'm thrilled to introduce Malaysia's transformative MSME blueprint, locally known as Hebatkan Perniagaan Malaysia, HPM, or known in English as Make Malaysian Businesses Great. The HPM initiative was introduced as a national effort to revitalize and elevate Malaysian businesses, particularly our MSMEs. The initiative is anchored on three core pillars, which is first, the competitiveness to ensure Malaysian businesses are capable of competing effectively, not only domestically, but also regionally and internationally. Second is marketability, to help businesses expand their visibility, branding, and sales platforms to access wider markets. Third is scalability, which is to support entrepreneurs to grow sustainably and scale their businesses beyond local boundaries. Ultimately, HPM aims to create stronger, more innovative and export-oriented Malaysian enterprises. To translate this vision into action, HPM is guided by 5 key aspirations. The first is the expansion of market and sales, where we aim to help businesses reach wider domestic and international markets. Second is culturalization and empowerment, where we seek to nurture a stronger entrepreneurial culture and mindset across our society. Thirdly, MSME development, ensuring businesses are supported holistically throughout their growth journey. Fourth is improving the people's well-being, because entrepreneurial growth should ultimately improve livelihood and create greater economic opportunities for the people. And finally, the fifth aspiration is enhancing knowledge and competitiveness, particularly through innovation, digital adoption, and skills development. These aspirations collectively guide Malaysia's effort in building a more inclusive, sustainable, and competitive MSME ecosystem. This initiative has specific strategic targets and KPIs to drive business success. The program has allocated 15 billion Malaysian ringgit, which is about 3.7 billion USD in total financing to support business growth and expansion. To build capacity, 100,000 entrepreneurs will be trained and upskilled on modern business operation. A dedicated 100 million Malaysian ringgit or 24.6 million USD fund is set aside to support these high potential companies. The key objective is to help 100 companies to join the 100 million club by achieving annual sales exceeding 100 million ringgit annual sales, which is about 24.6 million USD. Additionally, the initiative plans to support 10,000 MSMEs in transforming their status, potentially changing from micro to large through productivity surges and advanced technology adoption. Lastly, our goal is to create a 773 billion Malaysian ringgit or 190 billion USD GDP contribution. We will execute the blueprint via the ABC strategy. A, to accelerate productivity, which is to optimize operational workflows and driving digitalization to scale out output. B, bureaucracy reduction, cutting red tapes to make starting and running a business seamless and frictionless. C, capital access, creating an inclusive network where high potential businesses can tap into crucial funding. D, develop market access, actively expanding sales platform so Malaysian business can easily cross international borders. The success of HPM depends not only on strategy, but also on effective coordination and governance. That is why Malaysia adopts an integrated whole-of-government approach under the ministry's leadership. Through close collaboration among ministries, agencies, and entrepreneur development organizations, we ensure that policies, initiatives, and support mechanisms are aligned and mutually reinforcing. This integrated execution model allows Malaysia to maximize impact, optimize resources, and provide entrepreneurs with a more seamless support ecosystem. Ultimately, strong collaboration is what enables HPM to move from policy into meaningful outcome on the ground. In conclusion, HPM represents Malaysia's commitment to building a stronger, more resilient, and globally competitive entrepreneurial system. Through the ABCD strategy, we aim to accelerate productivity, reduce bureaucratic barriers, improve access to financing, and open wider market opportunities for MSMEs. Malaysia firmly believes that empowering MSMEs is essential for inclusive growth, economic resilience, and long-term regional prosperity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. In the interest of time, we once again request our upcoming speakers to kindly follow the 5 minutes timeline. It's a humble request. Thank you very much. Up next, I invite on stage Foreign Trade Analyst, Special Advisory of Foreign Affairs of the Ministry, Brazil. Can we please once again welcome him on stage?
Good afternoon, dear honorable ministers, Minister Secretary, BRICS partners, and friends. It's an honor to be here in Agra for this inaugural BRICS MSME Forum under India's presidency and the timely theme of building for resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability. Brazil believes this to be an important initiative to connect MSME stakeholders from BRICS countries, share best practices, and provide room for networking between our small businesses. I'm here to share some Brazilian experiences in strengthening our micro and small businesses ecosystem. Brazilian MSME ecosystem, as mentioned here earlier, is the backbone of our economies, playing an important role for labor, GDP, and social inclusion. Institutionally, Brazil has a brand new Ministry of MSMEs, the institution of which I'm part, which is the governmental arm to help MSMEs environment. And we have the Brazilian MSMEs Support Service, SEBRAE, a traditional institution that has been supporting MSMEs for many decades now. Our challenge is to ensure that these businesses are not just surviving, but thriving. For that, many specific programs have been developed in Brazil, and I want to share with some of them in the three fundamental areas chosen to be explored in this forum. First of all, access to finance. We have recognized that for credit to be a solution, it must be accessible, fair, and sustainable. Our integrated Acredita program consolidates this vision. This Believe program is a Brazilian federal initiative that integrates social policies with economic development to foster productive inclusion for low-income families. By combining professional training, job placement support, and accessible microcredit with guaranteed funds, the program has enabled 15 billion reais in investments and 1.48 million credit operation as of March 2026. Present in over 20 states in Brazil with 148 formal agreements and nearly 15,000 partner units, it has significantly impacted employment. Women represent about 70% of the credit recipients. It started with the Desenrola initiative, which is a debt renegotiation program to clear the path for entrepreneurs burdened by past obligations. The Desenrola Small Business initiative specifically targets the financial recovery of micro-entrepreneurs, micro-enterprises, and small businesses with annual revenue up to 4.8 million. This program offered a critical opportunity for eligible businesses with debt over 90 days past to renegotiate their liabilities directly with financial institutions under special conditions, including significant discounts averaging between 40% and 90%, along with favorable interest rates and extended payment terms. That program came after the pandemic period where our MSMEs had to contract many debts to survive. Building on that, we have scaled and refined our credit lines. Through PRONAMP, we provide working capital for MSMEs with the recent extension of repayment terms to 96 months and a grace period of up to 24 months. For smaller businesses, ProCredit 360 offers credit at significantly lower interest rates, less than half of what the market typically charges. A key feature across both is our gender lens. We provide up to 20% more credit to businesses led by women, acknowledging their critical role in our economy. With the support of the FAMP Guarantee Fund, these policies are not just theoretical. Between 2022 and 2025, our mentored and assisted credit model, which combines these financial instruments with technical assistance, mobilized $2.48 billion in credit, reaching over 200,000 companies. Secondly, we know that access to finance alone is not enough. It must be paired with capacity building and technology. I want to highlight here our SBRI Tech program. For over 2 decades, we have provided customized consultancy services to help MSMEs adopt innovative solutions, improve design, boost productivity, and implement sustainable practices, with the potential for subsidies of up to 100% of the service cost. This structured support is crucial for formalization, which is a great challenge in Brazil, growth, and building a solid foundation for credit. Another initiative I want to highlight here is the Brasil Mais Produtivo, More Productive Brazil program, a federal strategy focused on boosting the productivity, efficiency, and competitiveness of MSMEs through digital transformation and innovation. The program offers from a free platform providing courses and tools to subsidized in-person diagnostic and management consulting for over 100,000 companies in the past 2 years. More intensive on-site consulting for industrial process optimization has been delivered to thousands of firms, targeting over 25% productivity gains through lean manufacturing and energy efficiency. Third, and perhaps most importantly for our future, we are aligning our support with the green transition. Recognizing the immense potential in the climate sector, we have launched the Strengthening Climate Entrepreneurship Policies in Brazil project, in partnership with SBRI and the Organization of Ibero-American States. This initiative is mapping our climate entrepreneurship ecosystem and creating specific training programs. A key deliverable is the Empreender Clima, Climate Entrepreneurship Platform, which connects entrepreneurs to green credit from Brazil's climate fund, with rates starting at 4.4% per year, longer repayment periods, and a fast pre-qualification process. It's a strategic initiative designed to map, support, and empower climate-focused entrepreneurs across the country. Its core objectives is to overcome the substantial barriers these businesses face by providing structured support through 3 main stages: comprehensive mapping of the national climate entrepreneurship ecosystem, implementation of specialized training programs on innovation, clean technology, and sustainable management, and facilitation of access to appropriate financing resources, including credit lines and climate investment funds. Another initiative is Inova Amazonia, an initiative focused on fostering innovative and sustainable bioeconomy businesses in the Amazon region, with 2 editions carried out between 2022 and 2024. The program supported 660 projects at the ideation stage and 409 startups and small businesses in the traction phase, offering training, mentoring, market connections, and preparation for investment and internationalization. The results have been significant. 17% filed patents, 22% received investments, 31% began internationalization processes, 62% hired new employees, 56% increased their revenue, and 90% developed new products. To ensure our policies are effective, we use tools like the maturity matrix developed by my ministry. This framework allows us to move beyond one-size-fits-all solutions, understanding the diversity of businesses from street vendors to high growth startups and tailor our programs accordingly. To sum up, Brazil is committed to deepening cooperation within BRICS. By sharing these experiences, we can collectively build an MSME ecosystem that is more resilient, innovative, and sustainable. We look forward to our continued work together in the SME working group to turn these shared goals into tangible results for our people. My colleagues and I are available for further clarification you might need on these initiatives. And I wish to us all a very good event. And thank you very much, Indian Presidency.
Thank you very much, sir. Our next esteemed speaker is Minister Councillor China, joining us on stage now. Meanwhile, I request our delegates who are standing towards the end of the hall to please be seated, as the forum is still going on. So kindly be seated, sir.
Honorable ministers, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Thanks, India, for hosting this forum. Today, my speech topic is building an ecosystem for high-quality development of BRICS SMEs. Small and medium-sized enterprises account for over 90% of all enterprises worldwide. They are an important force driving innovation, boosting employment, and improving people's livelihood. President Xi Jinping has pointed out that SMEs are dynamic and vibrant, and SMEs can accomplish great things. Against the backdrop of sluggish global growth, industrial and supply chains are under mounting pressure, and SMEs are facing new challenges. It is worth thinking in depth about how to build an ecosystem for the high-quality development of SMEs and enhance their resilience and vitality. I would like to share some practice and experience from China. First, improve the policy and regulatory framework. We promulgated and fully implement the SME promotion law, scaling up support through financing access, innovation-driven development, public services, and right protection, so as to foster a sound environment for SME development. Second, establish a tiered development system. We have put in place a tiered cultivation system for SMEs and carry out full life cycle cultivation, featuring selection, incubation, and upgrading. Third, promote digital transformation. We have rolled out a special initiative for the digital transformation of SMEs, and which 3 batches of pilot projects have been launched to support over 40,000 SMEs in digital transformation. Fourth, advance industrial cluster development. To date, China has accredited 397 national-level characteristic industrial cluster for SMEs, which host 119,000 SMEs and create more than 7.7 million jobs. Fifth, improve public services. We have set up more than 1,900 public service agencies and launched the China SME Service website. We organized a wide range of service activities, delivering resources to industry clusters, industry parks, and providing tailored policies, technologies, and professional management services to SMEs. Sixth, expanding opening up. We continue to deepen and expand bilateral and multilateral cooperation mechanism for SMEs and develop SME international cooperation parks to elevate the international competitiveness of SMEs. Ladies and gentlemen, amid current circumstances, enhanced international cooperation is crucial to stabilize the global economy and realize sustainable development. All BRICS countries need to work together to create a favorable development environment and jointly promote inclusive and sustainable development of SMEs. On this occasion, I would like to put forward 3 proposals. First, boosting innovation and deepen technology sharing and cooperation. We encourage SMEs, including startups, to focus on their core business, continuously improve their competitiveness and innovation capacity, and actively integrate into regional and global technological innovation ecosystems. Second, accelerate transformation and pursue digital and intelligent development. We encourage efforts to explore a long-term mechanism for promoting the digital transformation of SMEs in BRICS countries and to facilitate dissemination and sharing of digital technologies. Third, deepening cooperation and pursue common progress with the global south. We encourage the establishment of BRICS SME cooperation networks and continue to promote pragmatic cooperation in information exchange, policy communication, and talent training so as to help SMEs better participate in the global market. Ladies and gentlemen, solidarity leads to win-win result, and joint effort make for common progress. China stands ready to conduct in-depth exchanges and close cooperation with all BRICS countries. We will implement the Global Development Initiative, firmly uphold the multilateral trading system, keep global industrial and supply chains stable and unimpeded, and safeguard an international environment featuring openness and cooperation. Let us work together to contribute our share to building a community with a shared future for mankind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Up next, I invite Councillor Rank, Ministry of Economic Development, Mission Head, Russia.
Esteemed Honorable Minister, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Namaskarji. First and foremost, allow me to express my sincere gratitude for this opportunity to address this distinguished gathering today on behalf of the Ministry of Economic Development. It is a distinct honor to meet in a magnificent and historic city of Agra. India stands as one of the world's most ancient and very venerable civilizations. We are deeply grateful for the warm hospitality extended to us. It is highly gratifying to observe that the BRICS alliance has firmly established itself as a cornerstone of the global economic architecture. For the Russian Federation, our BRICS partners play a strategically vital role in foreign trade. I would particularly like to highlight that the BRICS economic agenda has expanded substantially. We have successfully operationalized a wide range of critical regulatory milestones. Promising initiatives have been launched in a sector such as e-commerce, SME support, increasing women's economic empowerment, and intellectual property protection. Indeed, SMEs serve as the primary catalyst for qualitative structural shifts within the economies of the BRIC nations. Amid the ongoing restructuring of the global supply chains, cross-border cooperation among BRICS SMEs is acquiring strategic significance. The formation of transnational clusters and joint ventures enables companies to effectively pool resources. Furthermore, the BRICS framework provides SMEs with unique access to a shared digital infrastructure. The integration of digital marketplaces, creation of independent payments architectures, development of unified fintech solutions significantly mitigate transaction costs for businesses engaged in mutual trade. Now, allow me to share some latest statistical data reflecting the performance of the SME sector in my country. Key indicators demonstrate high resilience. As of May, the number of registered SMEs entities approached 7 million. The dynamics of new enterprises creation also exhibit a positive trend. As of May, the figures reached 1.5 million entities. Currently, the total number of employees engaged in the SME sector surpassed 19 million. To sustain this growth, the Russian government is actively implementing a comprehensive suite of measures structured around 4 priority vectors. First, enhancing labor productivity. Our consensual lending program for SMEs has been strategically reoriented toward investment purposes. Priority is given to enterprises operating within the supply-side economy, participants in the national labor productivity enhancement programs, and the creative industry. With the federal budget allocation, 92 business incubators, technopark, and industrial parks were established. In accordance with the directives of the President of the Russian Federation, an additional 100 industrial parks are scheduled for development by 2030. AI. The Ministry of Economic Development is collaborating extensively with leading technology partners and the national network of support centers to accelerate the development of AI solutions among SMEs. Second, reducing non-production costs. Through a joint initiative with Honest Mark track and trace system, specialized labeling competence centers has been established. To safeguard the financial stability of SMEs participating in public procurement, a specialized task force has been created within the Ministry of Economic Development. Furthermore, the Russian government has issued a binding directive introducing KPIs for state-affiliated enterprises regarding strict adherence of payment deadlines for SME contractors. We are actively encouraging technology and creative enterprises to leverage their proprietary R&D and intellectual property as formal economic assets. Currently, a pilot project is underway to provide entrepreneurs with automated intellectual property consultations via a specialized AI advisor. Third, platformizations of the economy. Digital commerce platforms play a crucial role in ensuring balanced competitive conditions for small businesses. Today, approximately 1 million merchants operate on these platforms, 80% of whom present the SME sector. Digital platforms offer enterprises substantial cost reductions by utilizing established logistics networks, while facilitating entry into the markets of friendly nations. With the direct support of the Ministry of Economic Development, an AI-empowered analytical consultant, Novatrick, has been launched to aggregate and analyze the most complex systemic challenges encountered by SMEs. Targeted onboarding programs are being implemented to assist SMEs in launching operations on major e-commerce platforms. Notably, Wildberry's Growth Platform program focuses on enhancing business management skills. Over 10,000 entrepreneurs have utilized joint partnership initiatives organized by the Ministry of Economic Development. The National Messaging Platform, MEX, has been successfully launched and operationalized, enabling SMEs to automate customer interaction, marketing, and advertising campaigns. Fourth, we attach great importance to providing tailored assistance to specific social groups entering entrepreneurship, particularly mother entrepreneurs. To this end, the Ministry of Economic Development maintains an ongoing partnership with regional My Business centers, notably through the annual federal grant competition Mom Entrepreneur. Dear colleagues, in conclusion, I would like to emphasize that the successful operationalization of all economics initiatives relies heavily on the proactive engagement of our business communities. We stand fully prepared to integrate the constructive proposals of our private sector colleagues into the official economic agenda. This ensures that our cooperation framework remains reflective of modern economic realities and continues to foster the shared prosperity of our association. Thank you.
Thank you much. The final esteemed speaker for this segment is Technology Attaché Iran. Joining us on stage. Meanwhile, may I request our guests and delegates who are towards the end of the hall to kindly maintain discipline in the interest of the ongoing forum. We request your cooperation.
Namaste, good afternoon. Honorable Minister, ladies and gentlemen, I express my gratitude to Government of India for this excellent forum. It's my honor to be here and my esteemed colleagues from BRICS countries. Today, I would like to talk about the MSME ecosystem in Iran, focusing on best practice and selected successful case studies. MSMEs play a vital and dynamic role in Iran's economy. They represent the vast majority of active businesses and contribute significantly to employment creation, innovation, and sustainable regional development. In recent years, Iranian MSMEs has shown remarkable resilience, adaptability, and entrepreneurial spirit, continuing to grow and evolve within the rapidly changing global environment. One of the most important best practices in Iran's MSMEs ecosystem is the development of innovation and technology parks. These hubs provide startups and small businesses with valuable resources such as workspace, mentoring, technical support, and networking opportunities. By fostering a strong connection between entrepreneurs, universities, and research institutions, these parks effectively support the transformation of innovative ideas into market-ready products and services. A notable example is the Pardis Technology Park, which is recognized as one of the leading innovation hubs in the region. Located near Tehran, and this park houses a wide range of knowledge-based companies and startups working in advanced fields such as information technology, biotechnology, and engineering services. Pardis Technology Park plays an important role in supporting innovation-driven enterprise by providing a collaborative environment where ideas can grow into scalable businesses and high-impact solutions. Another key success factor is the promotion of knowledge-based companies through targeted support mechanism, including intensive for research and development and facilitation of innovation-driven activities. Many small and medium-sized firms have expanded in advanced sectors such as information technology, biotechnology, nanotechnology, and modern manufacturing. These companies has become important contributors to technological progress and value creation. In addition, the rapid development of digital platforms and e-commerce has significantly strengthened MSMEs' growth. Many enterprises have successfully expanded their market reach through online sales channel, digital marketing, and electronic payment system. This digital transformation has enabled businesses to connect more effectively with customers and operate with greater flexibility and efficiency. Let me briefly highlight a few case studies. The first example is the fintech sector in Iran. A number of innovative companies have developed modern financial technologies and digital payment solutions that have improved the ease of efficiency and transactions for both individuals and businesses. These firms have demonstrated a strong growth by responding effectively to local market needs and leveraging digital innovation. The second case involves agricultural MSMEs. Across various regions, small and medium agricultural enterprises have adopted modern technologies such as advanced irrigation system, greenhouse farming, and smart agriculture solutions. These innovations have helped enhance productivity, improve resource efficiency, and support sustainable agriculture practice. The third example is the development of knowledge-based manufacturing companies. Many MSMEs have successfully produced high-quality industrial equipment, medical devices, and advanced technological products that support domestic production capabilities. These companies reflect the strength of local innovation and their growth role in value-added production. Building on this achievement, there are several promising areas for enhanced BRICS cooperation in MSME sector. First, strengthening collaboration between technology park and innovation hub across BRICS countries can facilitate joint incubation program, startup exchanges, and shared mentoring networks. Second, developing cross-border digital platforms can help MSMEs access a wider market and interact more effectively into regional value chain. Third, expanding cooperation in fintech and digital payment system can support a smoother trade and financial transaction among MSMEs. Finally, joint capacity building program and knowledge sharing initiatives can help empower entrepreneurs and improve access to innovation-driven best practices across all countries in BRICS. Overall, the MSMEs ecosystem in Iran demonstrates a strong culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, and continuous development. The combination of technology parks, support for knowledge-based enterprises, and the expansion of digital platforms has created a supportive environment for business growth and innovation-led development. In conclusion, Iran's MSME ecosystem offers valuable insight into how innovation-driven policies and entrepreneurial capacity can contribute to sustainable economic development, strengthening cooperation within BRICS in this field can further unlock opportunities for shared growth, technological advancement, and inclusive prosperity. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. With this, we conclude this segment. May we request all the heads of delegation who've shared their interventions today to kindly submit your case studies and best practices over email to the SME Working Group Secretariat for documentation and future reference. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before we move ahead, march ahead, once again requesting all the delegates towards the end of the hall to please settle down, please be seated, and help us continue the forum in a disciplined manner. Ladies and gentlemen, Uttar Pradesh stands today as one of India's leading centers of entrepreneurship, manufacturing, and MSME-led growth, making a significant contribution to employment generation and economic development. It is now my privilege and honor to invite on stage Shri Bhupendra Chaudhary, Honorable Minister for MSME, Government of Uttar Pradesh, to address this distinguished gathering. Can we extend a very energetic round of applause and welcome the Honorable Minister on stage? Our upcoming address will be in Hindi, so would request our foreign delegates to kindly use the headsets for Hindi to English translation.
सबको नमस्कार। प्रथम ब्रिक्स एमएसएमई फोरम और तृतीय एमएसएमई वर्किंग ग्रुप की मीटिंग में उपस्थित भारत सरकार के हमारे मंत्री आदरणीय जीतन राम मांझी जी तथा ब्रिक्स देशों से पधारे समस्त गणमान्य अतिथि एवं उत्तर प्रदेश और भारत सरकार के एमएसए क्षेत्र के सभी सम्मानित अधिकारीगण का स्वागत करता हूं, उनका अभिनंदन करता हूं। भाइयों बहनों, ये ऐतिहासिक पहचान वाले आगरा महानगर में ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन के अवसर पर आप अति विशिष्ट अतिथि यहाँ पधारे हैं। मैं ऐसे अतिथियों का, उद्योग जगत के सभी सदस्यों का, अपने नीति निर्माताओं का, शोध संस्थानों से जुड़े लोगों का, उद्यमियों का तथा विभिन्न क्षेत्रों से पधारे प्रतिनिधिमंडल के का उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार की ओर से हार्दिक स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं। आगरा केवल भारत की सांस्कृतिक धरोहर का प्रतीक नहीं है, बल्कि शिल्प, हस्तकला, सूक्ष्म उद्यमिता और वैश्विक बाजारों से जुड़ने वाली हमारी परंपरागत आर्थिक शक्ति का प्रतिनिधित्व करता है। ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण मंच पर उत्तर प्रदेश की ओर से मुझे उपस्थित होना मेरे लिए बहुत गौरव की बात है। भाइयों बहनों, ये सम्मेलन केवल संवाद का अवसर नहीं है, बल्कि उभरती अर्थव्यवस्थाओं के बीच परस्पर सहयोग, तकनीकी आदान प्रदान, बाजार विस्तार, निवेश संवर्धन, साझा समृद्धि के नए मार्ग प्रशस्त करने वाला माध्यम है। आज हमारे देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में जब वैश्विक अर्थव्यवस्था आपूर्ति श्रृंखलाओं के पुनर्गठन और रोजगारमूलक विकास की ओर आगे बढ़ रही है, तब एमएसएमई क्षेत्र की प्रासंगिकता और बढ़ जाती है। एमएसएमई केवल उत्पादन और व्यापार का माध्यम नहीं है, बल्कि रोजगार सृजन, सामाजिक समावेशन, महिला और उद्यमिता, युवा और स्थानीय संसाधनों के संवर्धन, क्षेत्रीय संतुलन के विकास का अधिकार है। माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के नेतृत्व में उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार ने इस तथ्य को भली भांति समझते हुए एमएसएमई क्षेत्र को राज्य की आर्थिक प्रगति की धुनी माना है और इसी दृष्टि से औद्योगिक अवसंरचना, वित्तीय सहायता, तकनीकी उन्नयन, कौशल विकास, बाजार सुगमता तथा निर्यात संवर्धन पर एकीकृत रूप से हमारी सरकार काम कर रही है। विश्व की उन प्रमुख उभरती अर्थव्यवस्थाओं का मंच है जिसने वैश्विक विमर्श को विकासशील देशों की आवाज को सशक्त किया है। हमारे देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री माननीय मोदी जी के मार्गदर्शन में यह समूह भारत में परस्पर सहयोग, संतुलित विकास, बहुपक्षीय संवाद, नवाचार, निवेश, प्रौद्योगिकी, साझेदारी, व्यापार और विस्तार, सतत विकास जैसे विषयों पर देशों को साथ लाने का कार्य करता है। ब्रिक्स का महत्व इस बात में निहित है कि यह वैश्विक समूह दक्षिण की आकांक्षाओं को अभिव्यक्ति देता है और ऐसे लचीलेपन, स्थानीय क्षमताओं का उपयोग और साझा प्रगति के केंद्र में है, जहां एमएसएमई क्षेत्र के संदर्भ में ब्रिक्स में विशेष महत्वपूर्ण है, क्योंकि सभी सदस्य एवं सहयोगी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में सूक्ष्म, लघु और मध्यम उद्यम, रोजगार, स्थानीय उत्पादन, नवाचार और निर्यात प्रमुख वाहक है। भाइयों बहनों, भारत ब्रिक्स की अध्यक्षता का केंद्रीय भाव से और प्रकृति के क्षेत्र के स्वाभाविक रूप से जुड़ा है। एमएसएमई वह स्तर है जहां स्थानीय प्रतिभा, हस्तकौशल, उद्यमशीलता, नवाचार और बाजार की मांग एक दूसरे से जुड़ते हैं। यह केवल न व्यापारिक सहयोग बढ़ा सकती है, बल्कि एमएसएमई क्लस्टरों के बीच सीधे संपर्क, तकनीकी हस्तांतरण और गुणवत्ता मानकों के आदान प्रदान, हरित उत्पादन प्रणालियों, डिजिटलकरण, ई कॉमर्स और कौशल जैसे संबद्ध क्षेत्रों में भी ठोस विकसित साझेदारी कर सकती है। इसी कारण यह सम्मेलन उत्तर प्रदेश जैसे बड़े राज्य के लिए आयोजन होना एक महत्वपूर्ण है, जहां विशाल एमएसएमई के आधार, विविध उत्पादन संरचना और निर्यात क्षमता ब्रिक्स देशों के साथ व्यापक सहयोग की प्रबल संभावना है। उत्तर प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री माननीय योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के नेतृत्व में आज उत्तर प्रदेश देश में अग्रणी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में से एक है। राज्य में लगभग 96 लाख एमएसएमई इकाइयां कार्यरत हैं और इस क्षेत्र में लगभग 1,65,00,000 लोगों को रोजगार उपलब्ध कराया गया है। इस दृष्टि से उत्तर प्रदेश का एमएसएमई सेक्टर देश के सभी राज्यों में अग्रणी है। औद्योगिक आधार को मजबूत करने के लिए उत्तर प्रदेश के यशस्वी मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ जी के नेतृत्व में राज्य सरकार ने अपनी एजेंसियों तथा निवेशकों के सहयोग से बड़े पैमाने पर औद्योगिक क्षेत्र का विकास प्रारंभ किया है। वित्तीय वर्ष 2017-18 से अब तक 588 औद्योगिक भूमि उपलब्धता सुनिश्चित की गई है, जो पूर्ववर्ती 3-4 दशकों की तुलना में एक महत्वपूर्ण उपलब्धि है। इसके अतिरिक्त पुराने औद्योगिक अवस्थानों का उन्नयन किया गया है ताकि एमएसएमई इकाइयों को आधारभूत सुविधा सहित कार्य करने का बेहतर वातावरण मिल सके। उत्तर प्रदेश की व्यापक सड़कें, रेल संपर्क की व्यवस्था, एक्सप्रेसवे आधारित विकास मॉडल, लॉजिस्टिक कनेक्टिविटी और औद्योगिक क्लस्टरों के विस्तार ने राज्य को विशेष निवेश और नवनिर्माण के लिए एक अधिक सक्षम बनाया है। आज ये वही आधारभूत शक्ति है जिसके कारण ब्रिक्स देशों के लिए विश्वसनीय विनिर्माण एवं व्यापारिक सहयोग के रूप में हम उभरे हैं। ब्रिक्स देशों के सदस्य एवं साझेदार देशों के साथ उत्तर प्रदेश का व्यापार लगातार मजबूत हो रहा है। उपलब्ध आंकड़ों के आधार पर वित्तीय वर्ष 2025-26 में ब्रिक्स देशों को उत्तर प्रदेश का निर्यात 3.938 मिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर तथा ब्रिक्स देशों के साझेदार देशों को निर्यात 1.2497 मिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर रहा है। इस प्रकार ब्रिक्स देशों के सदस्य एवं साझेदार व्यवस्थाओं के साथ उत्तर प्रदेश का हमारे राज्य का निर्यात संबंध 5.36 मिलियन अमेरिकी डॉलर से अधिक है। संयुक्त अरब अमीरात, मिस्र, इंडोनेशिया, चीन, ब्राजील, दक्षिणी अफ्रीका, रूस, मलेशिया, उज्बेकिस्तान, थाईलैंड और नाइजीरिया जैसे गंतव्य राज्य के उत्पाद पहुंच रहे हैं। यह दर्शाता है कि उत्तर प्रदेश ब्रिक्स क्षेत्र को केवल संभावित बाजार के रूप में नहीं देखता, बल्कि एक स्थापित विस्तारशील व्यापारिक भूगोल के रूप में स्वीकार करता है। राज्य के निर्यात पोर्टफोलियो की विविधता भी इस आर्थिक शक्ति को सिद्ध करती है। उत्तर प्रदेश में सड़क वाहन एवं उसके पुर्जे, मशीनरी, यांत्रिक उपकरण, विद्युत मशीनरी, परिधान, ऑर्गेनिक केमिकल, चमड़ा, फुटवियर, कालीन, प्लास्टिक, रबड़ उत्पाद, खाद्यान्न, रेशम, बहुमूल्य पत्थर और औषधि का निर्यात करते हैं। यह विविधता संकेत करती है कि उत्तर प्रदेश की एमएसएमई आधारित विनिर्माण संरचना केवल उत्पादों तक सीमित नहीं है, बल्कि आधुनिक उत्पादन, इंजीनियरिंग प्रसंस्करण, रचनात्मक उद्योग और वैश्विक मूल्य के साथ जुड़ी है। हमारी सरकार ने एमएसएमई के क्षेत्र को गति देने के लिए वित्तीय सहायता, उद्यम स्थापना, कौशल उन्नयन और बाजार के विस्तार को अनेक कार्यक्रम संचालित किए हैं। एमएसएमई इकाइयों को बैंकों के माध्यम से ऋण वित्त की राशि वित्तीय 2023-24 में जो 2.06 करोड़ थी और जिसे बढ़ाकर वित्तीय वर्ष 2024-25 में 2.48 लाख करोड़ किया गया है और ये लगभग उपस्थिति 20% से ज्यादा है। युवाओं के लिए मुख्यमंत्री युवा उद्यमी विकास अभियान जैसे अभिनव योजनाएं प्रारंभ की गई हैं, जिसके अंतर्गत युवाओं को सूक्ष्म मध्यम स्थापित करने हेतु गारंटी मुक्त ब्याज मुक्त ऋण उपलब्ध कराया गया है। इस योजना के तहत प्रत्येक वर्ष में नए सूक्ष्म स्थापित करने का लक्ष्य रखा गया है तथा 10 वर्षों में 10 लाख नई सूक्ष्म इकाइयां स्थापित करने का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया गया है। प्रधानमंत्री युवा स्वरोजगार योजना के अंतर्गत 2018 से उद्योग एवं सेवा क्षेत्र में इकाइयों की स्थापना को प्रोत्साहन दिया जा रहा है। इस योजना के माध्यम से बड़ी संख्या में लोगों को रोजगार मिले हैं। इसी प्रकार माननीय प्रधानमंत्री रोजगार सृजन कार्यक्रम के तहत अंतर्गत 32,936 व्यक्तियों को लाभान्वित करते हुए 1,10,000 से ज्यादा की मनी वितरित की गई है। उत्तर प्रदेश एक महत्वपूर्ण और राष्ट्रीय स्तर पर एक प्रसिद्ध पहल, हमारी एक बहुत बड़ी पहल है, एक जनपद एक उत्पाद ODUP, जिससे 24 जनवरी 2018 को प्रारंभ किया गया था। इस योजना का उद्देश्य प्रत्येक जनपद के विशिष्ट उत्पाद की पहचान, संरक्षण, संवर्धन और बाजार विस्तार सुनिश्चित करना है। ODUP के वित्त पोषण सहायता योजना अंतर्गत अब तक 20.260 व्यक्ति को लाभान्वित करते हुए बड़ी संख्या में मनी वितरित की गई तथा 3,16,976 लोगों को रोजगार मिला है। कौशल उन्नयन एवं टूल किट योजना के अंतर्गत 1,33,372 व्यक्तियों को प्रशिक्षण एवं टूल किट दी गई है। इसके अतिरिक्त उत्पादन से विपणन तक मूल्य की श्रृंखला में आवश्यक सुविधाएं उपलब्ध कराने हेतु 24 जनपदों में कुल 30 सामान्य सुविधा केंद्र परियोजनाओं को अंतिम स्वीकृति प्रदान की गई है। ODUP ने परंपरागत कौशल, स्थानीय पहचान और वैश्विक बाजार के बीच एक प्रभावी सेतु बनाने का काम किया है। राज्य सरकार की ओर से पारंपरिक कारीगरों, हस्तशिल्प से जुड़े वर्गों को सशक्तिकरण के लिए विश्वकर्मा सम्मान योजना भी संचालित कर रही है। इस योजना के माध्यम से बढ़ई, दर्जी, नाई, सुनार, लोहार, टोकरा बुनने वाले, हलवाई और अन्य पारंपरिक शिल्पकारों को प्रशिक्षण दिया और आधुनिक टूल किट उपलब्ध कराए गए हैं ताकि उनके उत्पादकों की गुणवत्ता में सुधार हो और श्रम उनकी लागत घटे। इसी प्रकार से मानव संसाधन विकास की दृष्टि से भी राज्य सरकार ने MSME क्षेत्र की आवश्यकताओं को ध्यान में रखते हुए कौशल विकास के सहयोग से आगरा, सहारनपुर और सीतापुर जनपदों में ODUP से संबंधित कारीगरों और परंपरागत शिल्पियों को प्रशिक्षण की पहल की है। इसके अतिरिक्त हमारी सरकार ने सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड इंडस्ट्रियल जोन जैसी नई अवधारणा के माध्यम से प्रत्येक जनपद में ऐसी सांकेतिक व्यवस्था विकसित करने का लक्ष्य लिया जहां उद्यमों को परीक्षण की सुविधा, कॉमन फैसिलिटी सेंटर, डिजाइन डिस्प्ले, प्रशिक्षण, वित्तीय संस्थाओं और संबंधित सरकारी विभागों की सेवाएं एक ही परिसर में मिले, उपलब्ध हों। इस प्रकार एक जनपद एक व्यंजन ODOC की जैसी पहल भी स्थानीय भोजन परंपराओं को आधुनिक पहचान से जोड़ते हुए नए रोजगार के अवसर सृजन करने के लिए एक अभिनव कदम उठाया है। प्रदेश स्तर पर उत्तर प्रदेश ने MSME सार्थक वातावरण तैयार किया है। MSME नीति 2022 के अंतर्गत अब तक 173 इकाइयों को 135 करोड़ से ज्यादा वित्तीय सहायता प्रदान की गई है, जिसके माध्यम से 1.301 करोड़ रुपए की पूंजी का निवेश हुआ है। राज्य सरकार ने फुटवियर, लेदर एवं नॉन लेदर क्षेत्र के विकास के लिए 2025 नीति लागू की है, जिसके अंतर्गत पूंजी सहायता के साथ औद्योगिक भूमि पर 25 से 80% अनुदान उपलब्ध कराया जाएगा। राज्य की नवीन नीति 2025 से 30 तक निर्यातमुख वातावरण सर्जित करने की दिशा में एक महत्वपूर्ण कदम हमारी सरकार ने उठाया है। बाजार तक पहुंच बढ़ाने के लिए उत्तर प्रदेश ने इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड शो का आयोजन प्रतिवर्ष किया जा रहा है। गत वर्ष के इस आयोजन में देश विदेश के 500 से अधिक ट्रेडर्स ने भाग लिया है। MSME इकाइयों को अंतर्राष्ट्रीय व्यापार मेलों में नई दिल्ली, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय ट्रेड फेयर तथा मंडल स्तर पर व्यापार मेलों की भागीदारी के लिए प्रोत्साहन किया जा रहा है। उत्तर प्रदेश का यह अनुभव सिद्ध करता है कि राज्य सरकार की दूरदर्शी नीति, मजबूत आधार संरचना, लक्षित वित्तीय सहायता, कौशल विकास, तकनीकी उन्नयन और बाजार सुलभता को एकीकृत रूप से आगे बढ़ाती है। तब एमएसएमई क्षेत्र केवल स्थानीय रोजगार का माध्यम नहीं रहता, बल्कि राज्य को समग्र आर्थिक प्रगति का इंजन बन जाता है। ब्रिक्स सम्मेलन जैसे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मंच से मुझे राज्य के लिए ये अवसर लेकर आते हैं कि अपने एमएसएमई, ओडीओपी, पारंपरिक शिल्प क्षमता, निर्यात क्षमता, विकासोन्मुख वातावरण को विश्व समुदाय के रूप में प्रभावशाली तरीके से रख सकें। उत्तर प्रदेश ब्रिक्स देशों के साथ व्यापार, तकनीकी गुणवत्ता मानकीकरण, क्लस्टर टू क्लस्टर सहयोग, हरित विनिर्माण, ई कॉमर्स, कोमल साझेदारी और निर्यात के विस्तार में व्यापक सहभागिता के लिए तैयार है। हमारा राज्य इस उद्देश्य से ये सुनिश्चित करना है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में एमएसएमई, कारीगर, परंपरागत उद्यमी और नवोन्मेषी युवा स्थानीय जरूरतों का सीमित नहीं रहेंगे, बल्कि क्षेत्रीय और वैश्विक मूल्य श्रृंखलाओं के आत्मविश्वास के साथ अपनी उपस्थिति दर्ज कराएंगे। मैं इसी भावना के साथ उत्तर प्रदेश में सभी ब्रिक्स देशों के निवेशक, क्रेताओं और प्रौद्योगिकी प्रदाताओं और संस्थागत कारीगरों का स्वागत करता हूं और साझा समृद्धि और सहयोग के सतत विकास के पथ पर आगे बढ़ने का आप सबको निमंत्रण देता हूं। मैं भारत सरकार का, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का और माननीय अपने मंत्री आदरणीय जीतन राम मांझी जी का उत्तर प्रदेश में यहाँ पधारने पर बहुत अभिनंदन करता हूं। और मैं भारत सरकार का अभिनंदन इसलिए करता हूं कि उत्तर प्रदेश के राज्य के इस आगरा शहर को, जहाँ ताजमहल के लिए प्रसिद्ध है, जो सांस्कृतिक विरासत के लिए प्रसिद्ध रहा है देश की, उसको इन्होंने चुना है। मैं एक बार सभी अपने ब्रिक्स के प्रतिनिधियों का और भारत सरकार और उत्तर प्रदेश के सरकार के सभी लोगों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं।
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your enlightening address and sharing Uttar Pradesh's vision for empowering enterprises and fostering inclusive growth. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to a very special address. A distinguished statesman and a strong advocate of inclusive development, Shri Jitan Ram Manchi, Honorable Minister for MSME Government of India, has consistently championed initiatives that strengthen entrepreneurship, innovation, and economic opportunity. It is my great honor and privilege to invite on stage Honorable Minister for MSME Government of India, Shri Jitan Ram Manchi. Can we give him a more energetic round of applause?
Today in Agra, India, 19th June 26, we are celebrating or inaugurating BRICS MSME Forum. In this forum, Mr. Bhupendra Chaudhary, Minister Uttar Pradesh, MSME, and most respected South Africa Minister Stella Tembisa, and other distinguished ministers, excellencies, head of delegations, representatives of BRICS, members, partner countries, industry partner, MSME leaders, entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. Namaskar and very warm welcome to all. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome all of you to Agra for inaugural BRICS MSME Forum, being convened under India's BRICS Chairship 2026. I extend my heartfelt Greetings to all delegates from BRICS member and partner countries, and thank you for joining us on this August occasion. India is proud to hold the BRICS chairship in 2026 under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi ji, under the overarching theme of building for resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability. This theme reflects the priorities of our time and the aspiration of our people. It recognizes that in an increasingly interconnected world, resilience must be collective, innovation must be inclusive, cooperation must be meaningful, and sustainability must guide our development pathway. Coming together of BRICS nation today send a powerful message of hope, trust, and collective responsibility. It reaffirms our shared commitment to shaping a more inclusive, balanced, and prosperous future. Today's gathering is therefore particularly significant. The inaugural BRICS MSME Forum reflects our common recognition that MSMEs are center of economic growth, employment generation, innovation, and social transformations. I extend my sincere appreciation to all participating countries for their support and active engagement in making this first ever forum of reality. Distinguished delegates across BRICS countries and the wider global south, MSME are much more than economic entities. They are engine of growth, centers and innovation, creator of employment, and foundation of local economies. They contribute significantly to the production, export, and livelihood while ensuring that the benefits of economic growth reach every region and very section of the society. When MSMEs prosper, communities prosper. When MSMEs grows, nation grows. Distinguished delegates, it is remarkable that the global south is increasingly emerging as a driver of global growth, innovation, manufacturing, and entrepreneurship. Our nation possesses immense talent, vast markets, and extraordinarily entrepreneurial energy. Yet, your greatest strength lies not merely in our individual achievement, but in ability to work together. While our economics differs in scale and stature, many of our MSME faces similar challenges and opportunities. This creates a strong foundation for deeper cooperation. India firmly believes that the development becomes stronger when knowledge is shared, innovation is collaborative, and opportunities are accessible to all. The BRICS platform offers us a unique opportunity to strengthen cooperation based on mutual respect, shared growth, and collective prosperity. Distinguished delegates, the world of business is changing now repeatedly. Artificial intelligence, advanced manufacturing, digital commerce, and automation, green technologies, and data-driven decision-making are transforming industries across the globe. At the same time, businesses are adapting to changing consumer expectations, sustainability requirement, and increasingly interconnected supply chains. For MSME, this development presents both opportunity and challenge. Looking at the entrepreneurs and business leaders around BRICS nations, one can see the future of the BRICS economic. One can see confidence, one can see innovation, one can see determination, and most importantly, one can see the immense potential of our people. The future of the global south will be shaped on not only on government offices and boardrooms, but equally in workshop, factories, laboratories, enterprises such as those represented here today. However, despite their immense contribution, MSME continue to face some significant constraint also. Access to affordable finance, adoption of technology, digital transformation, market access, quality certification, skill development, and sustainability remains common challenges across our country. These challenges can't be addressed in isolation. As policymaker, institution, and industry leader, we must work together to transform these challenges into opportunity. This forum provides us with an immense opportunity to exchange experiences, share best practices, and identify collaborative solutions that can empower MSME across BRICS nations. Together, we can strengthen innovation ecosystem, facilitate technology partnerships, improve access to finance, enhance market linkage, and support the integration of MSMEs into regional and global value chains. Respected delegates, under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India has placed MSME at the center of its development strategy. Our vision is to create an ecosystem where every entrepreneur, irrespective of geography and background, has the opportunity to innovate, grow, and contribute to the national development. India's efforts have focused on the formalization, digital empowerment, ease of doing business, enhancing access to credit, promoting entrepreneurship, market access, and innovation support. As India progresses towards the goal of Viksit Bharat 2047, our MSMEs will play a pivot role in driving growth, innovation, employment, and industrial transformation. The journey towards a Viksit Bharat is closely linked with the growth of our MSMEs. Equally, we believe that the aspiration of the Viksit Bharat resonate strongly with the aspiration of a stronger, more prosperous, and more resilient global South. Dear delegates, the successful organization of this inaugural MSME Forum reflects the spirit of partnership of different BRICS. It also shining example of the whole of the government approach and the Team India spirit, which have come together to make this gathering truly historic. The inaugural BRICS MSME Forum is not merely an event. It is the beginning of the long-term journey towards deeper cooperation among our entrepreneurs, institutions, and people. I am confident that our deliberation today will generate actionable ideas, practical partnership, and shared roadmap for improving MSME across BRICS member and partner countries. Let us work together to build MSME that are more resilient, more innovative, more sustainable, and more global connected. And let us work together to transform our shared vision of building with the resilience, innovation, cooperation, and sustainability into tangible outcome for our people. Once again, I welcome all delegates to India and wish the forum and participant every success. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, for your remarkable address and valuable perspective on strengthening MSME cooperation across the BRICS economies. Thank you very much for your benign and gracious presence and for your wholehearted support. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the conclusion of the formal proceedings, may I invite Ms. Mercy Epao, Joint Secretary, Ministry of MSME, Government of India, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you. Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, distinguished heads of delegates, representative of BRICS member and partner countries, senior government officers, industry leaders, MSME associations, media personnel, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. It has been a very long day, but we have now come to the close of inaugural session of the BRICS MSME Forum. And it is my privilege to convey our sincere gratitudes to the Honorable Ministers of MSME, Government of India, for his address and for articulating a compelling vision for strengthening MSME cooperation among the BRICS member and partner countries. His remarks have reaffirmed the central role of MSMEs as drivers of innovation, employment generation, entrepreneurship, and inclusive economic growth. Our sincere appreciation to the Honorable Minister of MSME, Government of Uttar Pradesh, for taking time to join us today. Your presence reflects the strong commitment of the Government of Uttar Pradesh towards fostering entrepreneurship, industrial growth, and MSME development. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all distinguished heads of BRICS delegation and representatives from BRICS member and partner countries for their presence and active participation. The insight intervention shared by our member and partner countries today have demonstrated not only the diversity of our experiences, but also the remarkable convergence of our aspiration for MSME development. The discussions today have clearly shown that while our economies may differ in scale and structure, we are united by a common commitment to create an enabling ecosystem where MSMEs can innovate, grow, compete, and thrive. The enthusiastic participation of BRICS country and partner nations in this forum reflects the importance of collectively attached to strengthening MSME cooperation as a pillar of sustainable and inclusive development. As has often been said, the greatest achievements of our age will not come from competition alone, but from collaboration, and unlocks the potential of people and enterprises. The spirit of collaboration witnessed here today is perhaps the strongest testament of this belief. This forum marks an important milestone in the evolution of BRICS MSME partnership. Under India's BRICS chairship, Government of India has successfully convened 3 SME working group meetings, bringing together policymakers and experts to deliberate on some of the most pressing issues confronting MSMEs globally, including access to finance, technology adoption, digital transformation, sustainability, and integration into global value chains. The enthusiastic participation of industry representatives, entrepreneurs, and MSME leaders in the meeting today of private sector stakeholders of BRICS member countries has reinforced an important reality that the future of MSME cooperation, that it cannot be shaped by government alone. The voice of industry, the experiences of entrepreneurs, and the innovation emerging from enterprises are essential inputs in designing policies that are relevant, responsive, and future-ready. I would like to also extend my sincere appreciation to the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade and Ministry of External Affairs and Ministry of Textiles for their support and cooperation, and also their presence today. My heartfelt thanks to all the senior officers, policymakers, industry leaders, MSME associations, entrepreneurs, and experts who have traveled far and near to join us in Agra. Your participation has enriched this forum and reaffirmed the value of dialogue, partnership, and knowledge sharing. A special word of appreciation to our logistic partners, ASOCHAM, the government of Uttar Pradesh, whose dedication and hard work have made this event a success. I hope today's interaction will not be a one-time event, but we continue to engage actively, exchange ideas openly, and explore avenues of cooperation. On behalf of the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, Government of India, I once again thank all our distinguished guests for their presence, contribution, and support. Thank you and Jai Hind.